What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of the True Big Blue Podcast here on Wednesday night with yours truly, Big Pat Sports Talk, and the Classified 1, Classified 3F with Joe. What's going on, Joe?
Not much, not much. Glad to be here. We got a little bit to talk about. If you really want to think about it, sometimes we need the detail, and that's: do you want to win or do you want to tank?
Right,
What do you want to do? I mean, we're sitting here, we're cheering 4-1, but yet there's still fans who want to tank for a better draft pick instead of playing in the NFC Championship. Well, what's going on here? I always thought you went out, you played the game to win. I
right, right.
Yeah, 4-1 feels better than 1-4. You're damn Skippy, it does. I'm serious though. What is up with these people? You think what's your take, Pat? I'm getting so frustrated.
Right. I had to make a whole video about it. I did, Miss Kimberly Martin. I did make a video about that. Guys, go check that out. It's up to the chat. Super Ties, what's going on? Mr. Hanson,
Yep.
thank you for tuning in, bro.
Mm.
He said, "What's up, guys? Can y'all discuss the stupid Kimberly A. Martin take today?" That's what we're doing right now, bro.
Well,
Uh, Jairus, what's going on,
the
Jairus?
thought.
Joey, what's going on? Blue City,
Yes,
what's
I
going
did,
on?
and it was quite interesting. Just real quick, I'll touch on this. He just said David Gettleman didn't want me, and he had to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back. Hey, what's the he's got?
Yep. And I think he went to Washington because they offered him the most money, but they didn't use Landon Collins correctly. Landon Collins is a box safety. They had him out there trying to guard and be a deep safety at times, so it was just messed
Yep.
up. What's going on,
Yeah.
Timothy? Good to see you. Hope all is
Timothy.
well, Timothy. Coach, and like I said, if any you guys want to come on and we can talk about a couple of things, I'll put the link in the chat. Not gonna go too long tonight. Big Blue Crew. A lot of us are tired, and a lot of things have some big things coming up. So, but to get to Miss Kimberly A. Martin, Lord have mercy. Now, there was a subject that's on the Get Up ESPN, the Get Up show, and the subject came up: are the Giants a playoff contender, and can they make the playoffs? Now, I will say this: all of the panel agreed that we can make the playoffs. But two people on that panel, Dominique Foxworth and Miss Kimberly A. Martin, said that the Giants, if they continue to win and make the playoffs, will be the worst thing this franchise can do. They said, especially Miss Martin said, the Giants should tank and get a better draft pick. And the reasons behind it is you don't pay Saquon Barkley because he's a running back and he has an injury history. Daniel Jones will only be okay no matter what you put around him. And the Giants need top draft picks to become a better team, because we are the worst 4-1 team in NFL history. Those are the things that are being brought up. And I just question that, because you're telling professional men that go out there and play this game for their livelihood, put their pride on the line, put their bodies on the line, risking major injury, sometimes could be deadly as far as death. And you, as a head coach and a GM, your first time being a head coach or a GM, the new regime, They tell you to go in there and tell the players, not even in the beginning of the season, after they go 4-1, to hey, let's start losing games. How could you even fix your face to go in a locker room full of grown men and tell them to lose on purpose? What message does that send to your team? What type of culture are you trying to build? Hey, Coach Ed. Thank you, Mr. Coach Ed.
What's up,
Hey,
gentlemen? How are
You
you guys
came in
doing?
at the what's going on, Coach? You came in at the perfect time. Now, this man here at the bottom
Mm-hmm.
of the screen is an actual coach, and I want him to explain
Mm-hmm.
how in the world could he go in there, no matter if it's youth football, high school football, college, pros, XFL, USFL. I don't care what level of football it is. I won't give a damn if it was flag football. How could you fix your face to go in your organization and tell your team we finna lose games on purpose? Coach, explain to me how. Just explain to me that whole situation. I just want to hear your thoughts on that because you're an actual living, breathing coach.
Mm-hmm. I could never, in all my years, all my 40 plus years of being involved in coaching, owning teams, minor league, semi-pro teams, working arena level. It goes against all my principles, everything I've ever done. When I played in college, you play to compete. You're out there competing. You're in the professional realm. You like you said, your livelihood depends on this. Your families get putting your kids in good school districts, living in good communities, to go out there and to purposefully lose a game. You do that, that's losing your integrity. That's number one. Number two, realize that if you're on a losing team, you're going to get a high draft pick. And what do they do? What do they do after that? They sweep out all the losing
What's up,
atmosphere.
Miz?
What's up, Miz? They sweep it out the door. So you would be a fool to sit here and do that as a player, as a coach, as a GM, to purposefully do that. And then didn't we just learn dealing with the Miami Dolphins with Brian Flores when he sat there and said that the owner wanted him to tank? That's an attack on the integrity of the league, on the game itself. Nah, I for you know what I mean. Kimberly A. Martin. Let me stand corrected. I used to, say she had a good head on her shoulder for the games. Her, Mina Kimes, but she lost a lot of stripes with me on that one, a lot. And then Dominique Foxworthy. You're an you're a former NFL player. You ran the union, and to sit there and to endorse that, you're putting on a show just for ESPN. That's really what it boils down to. I get you want ratings, I get all that stuff, but nah, that's I couldn't do it. I couldn't as a coach go in there and ask my players to not play up to their potential. They'd lose respect for me. I just couldn't, man. It just disgusted me. I'm sorry, it just did.
Right. I mean, that's some of the most ignorant stuff I've ever heard in my life. But let me
Mhm.
get to the chat real quick, and then we'll get to Miz's thoughts. Blue City says Landon Collins also said now it is a dream come true that I can finally retire as a New York Giant. Hopefully he
yep.
does, because if he does, that means he's playing well and he's still on this team. He said BSPN poundless. We pay no mind
Mhm.
to them fools. Hey, BK Goodson, thank you for tuning in. Long time
Yes.
no see. Hopefully all is well with you. I believe I've seen you before. He says, I think Joe made the call to Carolina for Marshall, not DJ Moore. Makes more sense. What y'all think? If they feel if they could get a receiver to help out this team, that means they're right behind DJ, and that's really, really going to stir up some media, some media hate. Because if you get a receiver now, that means you're behind DJ, and That's not going to bode too well with a lot of fans and a lot of media people. Rob Zero, you can come on if you want. I'll put the link in the
Hey,
chat, Rob. Ronnie, what's going on, Ron? He says, I like Slayton and Johnson, two receivers with legit speed to stretch defenses to keep them away from the box. Hopefully, Wandale plays this week. True.
boy.
Facts, coach. That's true. That was part of the reason why Doug
Yep.
Peterson got fired.
Yep.
Right.
Uh, hey, King Q36, he says, he says, fuck BSP, Stephen A. Don't know nothing about football. That dumbass bro tell the Giants to tank for a draft pick. Right.
Yeah,
He says, welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Timothy, he says, should the Giants trade a 23 second round and 24 fourth round of the Panthers for DJ Moore after losing Sterling Shepard for the year with a torn ACL? That might be one of the best trades you've ever proposed. That's actually a legit trade,
I
but I
actually saw
still
that
don't know if
trade.
I do it.
I saw that trade online. I think Fireside they proposed that trade.
Okay. It says, more impressed with Tibbs or Neal. I'm impressed with both of them. They're both progressing. They've both done very well. I'm impressed with both of them.
Mhm.
He says DJ to DJ. That would be nice. Giants beat the Ravens. We will get our respect. No, we won't. I promise you, we won't.
Mm-mm.
Only way we'll get a little bit of respect is we win the Super Bowl, and they still say we're the worst Super Bowl winning team ever. But
Right.
Miz, what do you
What's
think
up, Pop?
about what do you think about all the stuff that's been said today? We'll end this subject with you. They said the Giants are stupid for winning, basically, and we should tank to get a better draft pick. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's some of the stupidest crap I ever heard. But you know, that's the type of talk we always get about the Giants, and they like to sugarcoat it by saying, "Oh, a lot of the crew at ESPN and all the people that work there are big Giants fans." They started with that, and then they go
Mm-hmm.
into the negative. But but if you listen to Saturday, right? It was Saturday. He basically looked at that woman like she was crazy, and then said that I don't know. We spoke earlier today. If the Giants are winning games right now, they're 4-1, and we didn't expect it. So this is a pleasant surprise. The Giants are playing really good. To me, they're playing really good football. I know a lot of people want the 400 yards and the 4 touchdowns and all the fantasy stuff, but you know me. I like the old school, ugly football. Run the ball, play feisty defense, and I'm good with that. I can continue winning games like that. And I don't really care what they said at ESPN. I mean, they never give the Giants any good talk anyway. That's how they get the fans going in the Northeast. They know that there's a big population in New York, and a lot of this to me is just they try to drive up the ratings. I don't know how you feel about that. If I'm wrong or not.
No, I know
Mm-mm.
you're absolutely correct. They say
Mhm.
things like that to get ratings. Because believe it or not, when the Giants are bad, that brings a lot of ratings to these shows because the Giants have a pretty good history as far as being winners. I know we're not in the playoffs every year like some of these teams, but when we do make it, we make it count.
Yeah.
And what better now than poke fun at one of the best franchises in football? Kick them while they're down. You notice that we're in the news a whole lot more when we're losing, to be
You know
honest
what the
with you.
best thing is, Pat? Like I said in my video on Monday, the Giants are starting to win, and it bothers a lot of people, and that's
Yep.
true because they like it when the Giants suck, so that they could be the punching bag, the joke of sports,
Yep.
And they're
Yep.
starting to turn it around, and they're doing it a year. They may even be doing it a year or two early, which means the team's gonna have a long run. And there's no such thing as I want to lose games because I want to draft that quarterback. Like I told you earlier, there's no guarantee that any of those quarterbacks are going to be superstars. Okay, and there's no guarantee. I'm not about to tank the season, move on from Daniel Jones, and you don't know what you're getting in the next quarterback. And even if you do get something decent, you're looking at another 3-year rebuild. So you telling me we got to start all over from 4 wins again next year? No, you know what I mean?
Right.
We're already on the road up, and I'd like to continue that way.
Imagine Brian Dable and Shane came in there and said, "Hey, we for the tank,"
Trade them.
knowing that this culture was horrible after Joe Judge and the Jason Garrett and Patrick Graham era. The culture was horrible. They were used to losing and everything. But you come in and give that press conference, say that you're gonna change things and everything, and the very first thing that you do when you go in that locker room and say, "Hey, we finna tank." Now, unless one of these quarterbacks' name is the most high, there's no guarantee that they gonna change this franchise.
Right.
I've been looking at people in the draft, and I've never seen God declare for the NFL draft.
Mhm.
There's nothing guaranteed when you go into the NFL draft about these damn quarterbacks. And I'll be honest with you, Miz, I don't know if you agree. I don't like none of these guys coming out.
Right.
The
I
only
mean,
guy that
I
I
can
give
see two of them being good, Pat. I can see those two names
on,
becoming good, but it's going to take 3 or 4 years, right?
the only guy that I can see that may be able to just be a boom when he comes out, that's CJ Stroud from Ohio State. And I have my particular way of thinking about Ohio State quarterbacks. They never succeed, bro. Like none of them never succeed. How good they look in college. It's something about that system.
Well,
Oklahoma's the same way. It's
jury's
some
still out on the quarterback
Fields.
they have now, but it's trending down. But you don't know. Still too early.
Right.
I've seen Ohio State quarterback come out year after year after year after exploding on the scene. Same thing with Oklahoma quarterbacks. Oklahoma had Josh Heupel.
Hmm.
Didn't he win the Heisman, coach? Josh
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Heupel?
He was on the
Yep.
Heisman. Yep. Yes, he
What
did.
did he do in the NFL? What did Sam Bradford do in the
Nope.
NFL? What
Nothing.
is Baker
Nothing.
Mayfield doing right
Nothing.
now?
He's
Bro,
almost out the
I
league.
go I go all the way back to Art Schlichter with
Right.
Ohio State, and come on, man, they're I don't know why Ohio State quarterbacks don't transition, especially with the after Urban Meyer. But I mean, you had what's his name, Troy Smith, who won the Heisman for
Yep.
Ohio State, didn't do anything. I mean,
Yeah. EJ
uh,
Manuel, all those guys.
Jermaine, yeah, they had all these quarterbacks and they don't translate. Receivers, that's a different story. Quarterbacks, mm-mm,
That's
mm-mm,
what drives Ohio State. That wide open offense, and they have three
I'm gonna
receivers
tell.
on every team that at least could go in the first round.
mm-hmm.
Right.
When you
That,
look
that, that,
at,
that's what I was gonna say, Pat.
go
Maybe
ahead, man.
they play with such great talent in Ohio State, and then when you're getting drafted, it's gonna be to a bad team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not gonna have all those weapons to make you look good. You're gonna have to lift up average to below average players until they build the team up, and that's maybe why they struggle.
Maybe that's why Oklahoma quarterbacks. The only one that can save Oklahoma is Jalen Hurts. And let's talk about that. I didn't know Jalen Hurts has only thrown for 4 touchdowns so far this year.
Right.
The way they talk about him, you'd think he would have like 12, 14 touchdowns already.
I didn't know that either.
They're bragging about the yards, but look who he's throwing to.
I didn't know that. I thought that dude had thrown for like 10 touchdowns and ran for like another 7. But I think he's only ran for 6 touchdowns and only has 4 touchdowns passing. And guess what? His numbers are identical to what they were last year.
Hmm.
Yeah, he
That
ran for
should,
five. He ran for 5 touchdowns this year.
I think he's actually averaging 2 less yards per game passing than he was last year.
Yeah.
Coach, you're going to roll with that until the NFL catches up to it. Oh no, we got the defense.
And this is not even a knock on Jalen Hurts. I think he's playing well, but you see what having a better team around you does. You could put up the same type stats and be called an MVP caliber player. You put up the same type stats the year before when they said you might not even be on the team.
Right.
That's what happens when people on the team elevate their game, and a person like Devontae Smith bringing AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert is healthy, and one of the best offensive lines in football, and you cannot question that. They have one of the best offensive lines in football. But they're doing the same exact thing, except AJ Brown is there. And everybody
Oh,
got better because they stayed together. So a man could put up the same exact stats, almost identical to what he was doing last year, and go from being a bust type quarterback to an MVP, and he's putting up the exact same type numbers. That is absolutely crazy.
Mhm.
oh, and they got a 6 ranked defense, which obviously helps.
Right. Which obviously helps. You know how many turnovers that team has created? Do you know how many turnovers they've got on their side of the field where the offense only had to go 20 yards or 30 yards to score? You know how many turnovers that the team has gotten in the red zone when the other teams get ready to score?
All right.
That's why they're winning games like that. People keep turning over the ball against them. Their defense is balling. Ron says, yep, and he got better weapons than DJ. He has a running game, and the Eagles have a top 3 rated O line. Right. Tennessee have a good quarterback. And that's the guy nobody's talking about. Hooker, the
You know
dude
I
from
talked about
Tennessee.
him. Hey, you know I
I think
talked
he's
about him.
better than most of those guys if given a chance. He said, Coach Ed, has anybody
What?
told you like Mike Tyson?
Hell no. Hell no. No.
He says, can't
Now,
wait
Hey,
to see.
wait. Go back to that one. Go back. Yeah,
I've
because Ed, now you have made it, my son. You're older than me, and you're gonna thrive then too.
Right.
You know,
I've heard Radio Raheem. I've heard that, but not Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he do look like Radio Raheem. I ain't gonna lie about that. He says, can't wait to see Wink's defensive game plan for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Also, the Ravens defense is trash. DJ and Saquon Barkley going to have a big game. I'm starting to think that too, Nate. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
yep.
That is funny, Mike Tyson.
Oh,
He said,
Jordan.
it's a joke having Hurts in the MVP conversation. Yeah, that's crazy. He said, that's crazy. Media act like Hurts got 15 touchdowns already. Yeah. How's he the MVP race over people like Josh Allen? I got like, what? Josh Allen got like 15 touchdowns already. Like,
Well,
that's crazy, bro.
All right.
he might
That's
do
crazy.
okay, but when we play the NFC South or the AFC East
What's
or
up, JP?
the AFC West, yeah, ooh, then we're gonna find out if he really is a tough and that have that discipline named around his waist. I don't think so, but I've been wrong, and I'll admit I was wrong. But he just doesn't have it.
All right.
There's between the bits, and he doesn't have the pass and on the rolling out, and there's nobody to walk over in front of him.
Right. Let me ask you guys a question. This might be a little controversial as well. Now, the reason why they said they need to tank because we need to get this team some core players to be really good. I'm gonna ask the question now. Do you think we already got those core players
Yeah,
on this team,
yeah.
and it's just better coaching?
And now we're going to get more coatings after the end of this year. Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Hanson, you saying that Kayvon Thibodeau is your cousin, bro? If he is, get him on the show. But
Yeah,
yeah, hopefully he does get his first
yeah.
sack this upcoming week. Hopefully he can.
You
But
funny, Mr. Handsome. You funny.
he says, how much better you think Mahomes is to Allen? I think they're both in the same caliber of quarterback. Mahomes
Yeah,
might have a little bit more of the flash to his game, but actually I think Josh Allen's right there on par with him as far as talent. I think
And
talent wise, Josh Allen might have a better arm than him.
Ron says Cowboys defense is going to bring it to Eagles fans back to reality Sunday night. I
I
hope
think they
they
have a
do.
chance.
I hope they do. So it's going to be a hell of a game.
And let's see if Jalen Hurts can carve up that Dallas Cowboys
Actually,
defense. He may be able to. I don't know.
I
But if
really
he
wonder if it's.
struggles,
I really wonder if
go
it's
ahead.
going to be a. I wonder if it's going to be an old defensive battle across the board, an old school type of a defense of
I
game.
think all these NFC East games between the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants are going to be the exact same way.
Hmm.
Dog fights
Hey,
all the way down to the
hey,
wire.
Levance, can I hear all the live streamers say a 4-1 again? I'll do you a better one. 12-5, baby.
I'm
Ah,
definitely saying 11-6, and I'm definitely saying 5-1. I think we get the Ravens.
hey,
I
we
hope
beat
the
we
Ravens win.
beat the
Yeah, he is from
Packers.
SoCal.
Mm.
Man, that would be a huge favor if you can ask Kayvon Thibodeau to give us 5 minutes. That would be dope. But if he is your cousin, man, hopefully your cousin
Blessings.
gets his first sack this upcoming game. And let's not act like that man hasn't been out there playing his butt off. He has the most pressures from a
Yeah,
rookie edge rusher this year, and
yeah.
he's played 2 less games than the other rookie edge rushers that were drafted ahead of him. So he's
Even if
doing
he
pretty
wants to
well.
go up, never turn his mic on or his camera on and use a different mean because we got a guy in here that is high and mighty on the football rugby league. And
Mhm.
look, his name is kept a secret because he doesn't want all the fames and fortune because the camera because those guys are guarded and hey, they're both he the same way.
Yeah.
All right.
King, he says, I want to hear the media excuse after the Giants beat the Ravens. Oh, you're going to get one for sure. Really want to see Wandale and Tony in this offense. Just imagine the possibilities. True, but looks like we're going to be waiting a little while for Tony.
Hmm.
Yeah, he is from SoCal. That's true, Mr. Hanson. The media gonna every outlet gonna pick against the Giants, and I love it. Yep, me too. Keep us as the underdog. Big
All right.
Fridge. That man Rivera really said the problem is Wentz. And I'll be honest with you. That's why I look up stuff. Carson Wentz has thrown 10 touchdowns this year.
Mm.
You would think that Carson Wentz only has like 2 touchdowns and 10 picks. Carson Wentz has thrown 10 touchdowns this year. That's crazy. Now he's
1,400
thrown some
yards. Yep.
picks,
Hmm.
but damn, you would think that he's just playing absolutely horrible. But he's
60,
not.
63% completion, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He has 440 plus passes, 1820 plus passes. That
Yeah, that's
says it all.
crazy.
Hmm.
Mr. Hazard said I can ask him, but no guarantees. Hey man, just asking him is a favor, bro.
Yeah.
But appreciate it, man. Appreciate you being with the Big Blue Crew. You're here, and that's cool enough. Hey, Kenny Smith, thank you for
Yes.
tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says we are on the
Yes.
right path. Yeah, we are. Mark Stewart, what's
What's
going on,
up?
Mark? Mr. Hansel says when we drafted him, everybody in my family called me, congratulating me. It's been dark days as a New York Giants fan. When we drafted KT, it changed my life literally. I
Yes.
bet you it did. You get to watch your cousin play for your favorite team. How dope is that?
Hmm.
You get to call him and say, "Man, thank you for getting us a victory today." I can imagine the conversations y'all have if y'all are close knit cousins. That would be dope, bro. For real. Um, but the question I was asking that question because as you guys know, me and the Miz, we talk often about this team. And he brought up a very good point about Mr. Dave Gettleman. Now, as bad as we bash Dave Gettleman, I do have to give him this. Our core players that we have on this team, really think about it. Dave Gettleman drafted. Think about all the players you cheer for. Dave Gettleman actually drafted. I think the only really thing Dave Gettleman really did wrong was not getting a coach here to coach these players up. Because we could have been 4-1 a long time ago. But really, just really think about it. The core players on this team. You got Daniel Jones. That's a Gettleman pick. Saquon Barkley is a Gettleman pick. Andrew Thomas is a Gettleman pick. Darius Slayton is a Gettleman pick. Xavier
Mm-hmm.
McKinney is a Gettleman pick. Ojulari is a Gettleman pick. He brought here Adoree Jackson. Dexter Lawrence is a Gettleman pick. He traded for Leo Williams. He drafted
Mm-hmm.
Julian Love. You see where I'm going with this? All those
Mm-hmm.
guys that you're cheering for are a major part of this team.
Yep.
Miz opened my eyes, so I was like, "Holy shit, he did do that. He got all those guys here. Our core players are from Dave Gettleman." And when Miz was talking and everybody wasn't trying to listen to him, me included, he was saying that he was just a punching bag for what Mara was doing. And I have to admit, Miz is pretty correct on that. Even old Shane Zimenez, he's balling out because he's under new coaching. That's a Gettleman pick.
Right?
Yeah, but in the end, you know what? What's the key element for players? Player development, which is the coaches, and the coach is a reflection of the GM. Just like players are, the coaches also. If you pick a bad
Right.
coach and your players aren't developed, you said it earlier. Is it about the coaching? Well, we have the right coach in place. Gettleman didn't get the right coach in place to develop the players for us to really see their talent and see them being used properly. So, yes,
Now,
he got good players. He got some good players. Yes, some, but it's still coaching. And we're seeing coaching matters. It's not just about the players and the talent. It is about coaching.
now, let me ask
Right?
you this question, Coach Ed.
Hmm.
Just to be in Dave Gettleman's defense,
Hmm.
how
Hmm.
much do you really think he had input of bringing those coaches here? Ben McAdoo, Pat Sherman, and Joe Judge. How much impact do you think he had in picking those coaches?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Zero.
But then again, if you really got the balls, if you really want to be the GM, then you just tell him, then I'm not the man for you as your GM, and you need to let me go. Plain and simple. Because Shane, don't you think Shane put that to him? If I'm coming here, I'm running the show.
Yeah, Joe Shane can do that because Joe Shane has never had any ties with the Giants at all. Remember, Dave Gettleman has strong ties with this organization, and Mara
Right.
was one of the first people that gave him his shot, and I
Hmm.
think he was loyal to a fault.
Plus, plus Joe Shane have leverage because he's walking into a place that's a disaster, and he's being asked to fix it. And he has the resume to what he's done or helped do in Buffalo. So and that's what he tells Mara. Listen, you want me to fix this? I would love to come in and fix this. You can have nothing to do with it.
Well,
You got to sit down, relax, and let me do what I got to do.
I mean, Gettleman, you're right in some respects, and that's where it goes into, well, then if I'm not going to run it, if you're going to do this, then be Jerry Jones and you run it yourself, and I'm not your what you call it. I mean, yeah, Mara he's culpable for the disaster that we had, Gettleman, and even Kevin Abrams, because I blame Kevin Abrams for that contract
For
with Gettleman.
yeah, those contracts. Period.
Yeah,
You know,
so
Dave Gettleman had nothing to do with signing those contracts to those
exactly.
players.
So, and that's the whole thing. They're all culpable. But if Gettleman, yeah, he may not have had complete say in the coaches. He's just the face. So Mara could sit in the background and not get the immediate backlash. But if you really believe in yourself, okay, then I'm not the GM for you, man. I'll just walk off into the sunset. It's just that simple.
All right, we're gonna elaborate a little bit more on that. Let me get back to the chat. Mr. Hansel said, "How we feeling about Tony?" Hey, look, I'm feeling. Just get on the field, bro. Just get on the field. NYT, thank you for tuning in. He says, I like our chances against the Ravens. That's facts. Yeah, me too. Joe Shane and Dabo is building a giant dynasty. King Q36. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I think they have a chance to do so. I'm not saying we're a dynasty right now. This squad has a lot of holes still to fill on this team, but they're definitely coaching their asses off for sure. Eric Dixon, he says the next man up philosophy has helped us. True. It has. Like that's literally what this team is. Next man up. Shit, damn near next team up. We got so many injuries on this team, but you know what? All this team knows what they're supposed to do, and they keep fighting, and they keep finding ways to win, and that's what real good coaching does for you. Ron, he says Dave Gettleman wasn't that bad drafting. He sucked at picking the coach to develop his players. True. He says, I'm starting to think Gettleman wasn't so bad. It was just the coaches. Yeah, it was the coaches. He says, good point, bro. Dave did set us up for the future. They just needed a coach, King says. Shannon, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Hope all is well, Shannon. Eric Dixon says, Gettleman had a good eye for talent. However, he had no ability to mesh his picks together with a workable scheme and coaching philosophy. Well, he's not supposed to be able to create the scheme. The scheme is the part of the coaches. Now, it is part of his job to pick the coaches because that's what's in his, his duties as a GM. But I really, really question if he had any say in picking those coaches. If he did, then that's definitely on him. Vance, what's going on? He says we didn't have the right coach to uplift him until now. True. And I think Kevin Abrams on the deals. Dave Gettleman wasn't an analytics guy, so I know for a fact that he had no part of signing those deals to those players as far as the contracts. I know for a fact he had no part of the contracts. That's just not him, which could be bad on his part because a GM, you're supposed to be able to have your hands in everything. So you can put that on him as well. Giants Clown, he says, what up? Joe Judge ran a game on Mara and he fell for it. Laughing out. Zimenez has come back from the dead. Yes, he has. Mm-hmm. He says, bro, ain't no one just giving up on them millions. Laugh out loud. You're going to try to make ish work. I mean, I think Dave Gettleman was just loyal to Mara to a T. And I don't think he mind being the punching bag. I mean, he was towards the end of his career anyway. I think the Giants was his last stop anyway. So he was like, forget it. Let me just collect this check and chill out. He said Saquon Barkley is getting media love, but they forget Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence, who are having a great season so far. Plus, DJ is looking better every game. Yes, he is. That Kenny Galladay contract, yeah. He says none. He says none. I hear whole Judge didn't want Garrett. That's true. That's true. I think Merrill's pulling a lot of strings. He says Tony just wants to rap. He won't be here in 23. Now I get the criticism of Kadarius Toney, but I won't put that rap on him. Like, I think the dude does want to play football, and he might not. I don't know. I just know that there's something behind this story of why this dude is always hurt every single week. There's something that we don't know. And I believe it's going to come out when he finally leaves the team. Either he's going to say it or a player's going to say it, a former player. Somebody's going to say something when he leaves the Giants if that's the case. He says, I wonder how much Sean had hand in Bill's draft class. A huge hand in it. A huge hand in it. That's why he got the job. The defense will be top 5. I think we're number 6 already, Miz, ain't it? The Giants defense, I think we ranked 6.
Giants right now are ranked on defense. I think we ranked 8th.
8th? Okay. TD, what's going on? TD
number 1 in the league in the red zone defense.
Yep. He said that's why he got rid of Odell because he was forced to pay him. True.
Wait, can I say something, Pat? Because some people don't understand what went on, and I believe that I do. Not that I'm nobody special. I'm just listen. McAdoo was brought in because they thought he was an offensive guru from Green Bay. The truth is, he sat behind legend quarterbacks. Okay. Number two, that's why they pushed Coughlin out, because the Eagles were snooping around for McAdoo, which I don't think the Eagles really were. They played a game with the Giants, and the Giants, Mara got scared, so he pushed Coughlin out the door so that he wouldn't lose McAdoo as the next head coach. The guy, obviously, to me, stunk. Okay, next, they brought in Gettleman, or whenever it happened, right? They went for Shermer, who actually was working well with Daniel Jones, but could not handle the New York media or the pressure very well. So it wasn't a good place for him. And then Joe Judge was never Gettleman's guy. Joe Judge was given the job because Bill Belichick was his reference, and Mara took that very highly. And Joe Judge, if you remember in the beginning, was a great talker. He sold all of us, and
Hmm.
that's why Joe Judge got the job. So again, see, this has always been my thing. I've never said Gettleman is the greatest ever, but Gettleman became the media's punching bag in New York because he was very old school and he was very condescending and arrogant towards the media, so they didn't like him. So the media will pick on Gettleman, and a lot of the people who tend to listen to the media, the half of the fan base that lives on ESPN and all those guys, they bought in to beating up. Let's blame Gettleman for everything without really looking into what went happen. 9 out of 10 things that went wrong here were really John Mara. But it's your job to stand in front of your boss and step up for him. And that's what Gettleman did. He did the right thing by the owner.
I think most of that is true, man. I definitely don't believe Ben McAdoo was this guy. Joe, you wanted to say something about that?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
what,
gonna skedaddle. I would like to recognize Tudo. Hey,
what's going on,
um,
Tudo?
Tudo.
Thank you for the 4.99 super chat. He says, "Massive salute to the Big Blue Crew troops, Pat, Joe, Coach Ed, Miz, and all diehard Giants fans in the chat, and slap all stinky
Hello.
boys losers out of the front door. Forget about it."
Yeah, I had to hear that. All right, take care. God bless.
Be safe.
Pat, I'll text you tomorrow when I'm recovering.
Okay, all right,
All right,
Okay.
man.
bro.
All
Bless you,
right,
Joe, and you
everybody.
have a good
All
night,
right.
bro.
All right,
Be
see ya.
good.
Hey, Pat, one more thing before we get off this Gettleman thing. The reason why I stick up for him is I feel that he's been unfairly beat up. He did get old, he did get sick, and the game definitely passed him by. And I'm extremely excited about the guys we have. If you remember way back, I wanted Joe Shane and Dabble. I was going nuts for them when they were looking at other people. I was really praying that they would bring in the Bill guys because look what they've done up there. Look at the structure Buffalo has. But another thing with Gettleman, I'm never gonna let it go. I always bring it up because I know that this is true. Gettleman was 1,000% drafting Micah Parsons, and we all know that. And he was asked to sit back and allow Judge to go get the guy he wanted. And Joe Judge wanted Devontae Smith. It didn't work out, so he took Tony at 20. But I just want to throw that out there because I feel like a lot of people don't know this stuff.
Yeah,
You know, maybe
if you
Tony will
know
still become something special. We'll see.
if you know football and you know Dave Gettleman, if you follow this career, you know damn well he's never taken a receiver in the first round. He don't even like receivers. To be honest with you, so I know damn well that wasn't a Gettleman pick in the
Hi, you
first round.
remember? You remember when the Giants got Leonard Williams in that trade? You remember how Gettleman was getting destroyed for that trade?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How's that looking? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I
We all
mean,
know, anybody who knows football knew Leonard Williams was a true talent. It's just okay. He just didn't get the sacks with the Jets, but if you understand football, he's constantly getting double teamed. So if you're getting
right.
double teamed, you're not going to get the sacks. And he's still getting some sacks, and he was still pushing the pocket. So you know,
Yeah. If you know football, you know Leonard Williams was a beast when they got him. I
hmm
mean, he made the Pro Bowl the year before we got him, so it is what it is.
You know what this
But
is? This is a great night. You know why? I get to be on the street with Pat and watch the Giants over again.
Now hurry up and take it off before I get copyrighted. All right, Mr. Hansel, he says it's hard to prepare for us constantly having guys in and out the lineup, so teams really can't get our identity. That's true. That might actually be helping us a little
Mm-hmm.
bit.
What's
Hit
up, James?
squad, what's going on? Hit squad, Koofman, what's going on, Koofman? James, what's going on, James? He said Dave missed a lot too with Baker, Bill, Lauletta, some wasted picks. That's true, but your core players on this team, you got to give him at least that. They came as the Gettleman picks. Only thing I bash him for is he didn't have the right coach here, and he might not even had that much of a choice in the coaches that were here. So when you really look at it, that might just be a sad story for Dave Gettleman for him to go out that way. But more and more will start coming to fruition. Eric Dixon, he says, I think the artificial turf is affecting Tony. Man, everything's affecting Tony right now. Tay Crowder is getting better every year. Another Dave G hit. Yeah, and that was Mr. Irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Duke, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, Duke. He saying, sounds like Riverboat Ron is looking for another QB. Think he'll come after DJ next year? If we don't sign him, somebody's going to get him. Y'all can talk all that noise about DJ if you want. But I promise you, after this year, especially he takes us to the playoffs, he'll be a starting quarterback somewhere. If we don't want him, he'll be a starting quarterback somewhere.
I wonder if he's going to be the head
Nah,
coach.
he ain't going nowhere, man. He's not. Believe me, he's not going anywhere.
Ryan, he says, I think Tony is in the doghouse because he just doesn't have that dog in him for the coaching staff to trust him. Maybe so. Who knows? Will, he says, New York Giants balling 4-1 on the road to 11 or 12 wins this year. Let's go, Big Blue Wrecking Crew. Indeed, Will. James, he says, Ryan Conley, have heard his name. Ryan Conley, he was actually playing well for us, but Joe Judge released him as soon as he got here. Man, it's been a disaster at receiver for us. Good thing we didn't trade Slayton, looking like our number one receiving. Yeah, and that was the guy everybody wanted to get rid of. Kenny Smith, he says, anyone else rooting for Daniel Jones, hear me out. We only benefit if he pans out for us. True. That's all I've been saying. If he pans out, that defeats half the battle. We won.
Mm-hmm.
You got your quarterback already. Look how easy it's going to be to build this team. Instead of having to give up draft capital or something to try to get one of these quarterbacks and then betting the house on it.
Mm-hmm.
He says, that's why I wonder why Shane didn't take Isaiah Hoskins off practice squad. I don't know. I think he would have been good for us. Tudo with another $4.99 super chat. He says, Big Boss Pat, please suit me up against Ravens losers, and I'll provide you with the best O-line pancakes in the world. And I only need a half a chance to end Jackson's season. Don't go out there and hurt nobody, Tudo. My goodness. But if you do, let's go Giants. He says, I think Pat Sherman was good for DJ. He's just not head coach material. True. Pat Sherman is an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Lamar, what's going on? Good seeing you. I ain't seen you in a while, Lamar Santos. He says, let's go, Big Blue family. Here at work, Hunts Point in the Bronx, tuning in. Great job, family. Love the channel. Thank you, bro. And you have a good night at work. Eric Dixon, welcome to the channel as well. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says, I hope that our GM doesn't make the mistake of needing to be the creator of and not the curator of an NFL team. True. Giants Clown, never been a big DJ fan. Hey, we all know Giants Clown. But he says, but if he continues to show his mettle, he better not give the Giants a discount years in. I'll be honest with you. I think Daniel Jones will actually give the Giants a little bit of a discount. If he takes us to win a playoff game, you know the round number for quarterbacks is going around 40 million. I see DJ signing to us for about 32 million.
Mm-hmm.
He says LW was a beast. Leonard Williams was a beast that just didn't have a pass rush. Watch when line gets healthy. True.
Bless you.
He says, I want DJ as our franchise QB. Me too, because that defeats half the battle. Right. We got a 7th round pick starting. Mr. Irrelevant is starting for us. DJ to the Bucks, I can see that happening too. Tom Brady retires, and they was like, "Hey, we need to get another quarterback that's experienced." Let's see what DJ's talking about. He led that Giants team to the playoffs. Let's see if he can lead us to the playoffs. I can see that happening. New York Giants are second overall in defense and the best second half team this year so far. Coach Dable has our G men rolling. Right. Yeah, I mean, if Tudo goes out there and hurts somebody, hey, all I'm gonna say is let's go Giants. Thank you, Mr. Eric Dixon. He says, been a sub and like every video. I appreciate it, Mr. Dixon. But that was just a subject I wanted to touch on because I believe that's controversial. I may actually do a video on that with you, Miz, and we could really, hash it out for the people to see. Do a Giants interactions or something about that when you get time one day. David Rhodes, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. What do you think the Giants' defensive game plan is to stop Lamar Jackson? Gap control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I believe you play gap control and blitz him, not often, but blitz him every so often to throw him off. Don't give him a certain look the whole game, because if he finds out what you're doing, he can carve you up.
Mm-hmm.
But blitz him every so then play man coverage on his receivers, because I think our DBs can cover up their receivers pretty good. And do not let Mark Andrews ruin the whole game for you by continuing to let him run passes against you, catch passes across the middle, catch touchdowns against you. That's the dude on this offense. Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely is going to be a good target for them as well. But I would switch it up. I don't know, Coach. I'm gonna take a quick break, but you're the great defensive side of the ball in this little coaching tandem right here. You like the defense. I do offense a little bit more. I like defense as well, but I don't know. If I was a head coach, you definitely would be my defensive coordinator. So I'm gonna let my defensive coordinator tell you what he would have planned for Lamar Jackson. Let me take a quick break. I'll be right back, fellas. Hold it down for me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, defensively, defensively, number one, like Pat said, is your gap integrity. Play the games up front. Sometimes you show like you're coming to mess with their offensive line, but for the most part, yeah, stay true to your gaps. If you're coming off the edge or whoever's off the edge outside, the biggest mistake a lot of edge guys do or blitzers do is when they're going after a quarterback, they straight line. And what do I mean by straight line? I mean they go right for the middle of the quarterback's back. So what you have to do is attack the quarterback's top shoulder. So if he's dropping back and you're coming from the offensive left side, you're attacking his right shoulder. If you're coming from the front, same thing. You're attacking his his right shoulder. That way, if he tries to spin out, you're pushing him further upfield, and you're also in a position to still make a play on him. But if he steps up, you're pushing him right to help. Now Lamar does a great job at times of dancing in that pocket, dipping, and eluding the pressure or the rush. That's why guys cannot come balls to the wall in a sense. You have to have a controlled rush when you're coming after him. As far as Andrews, you got to mix it up with him. Sometimes put a safety on him, whether it's McKinney, whether it's Love. Just mix those up. And you also sometimes may have to bracket him. High low where you have a defender underneath and a safety over the top, especially if we're going to play at times man to man on the outside. So those are some of the things that you want to do. Also, you want to be physical with them, because they're going to be physical with you. So you gotta be physical with them and let them know that you're here to play ball. You're not here to get pushed around. You're there to push them around, and you're there to set the tone. And trust Wink. Trust what Wink is saying to you as far as the scheme defensively on how to play them, because he knows them. He knows the head coach. He knows a lot of the staff there, the personnel. Of course, he knows Lamar. because he's practiced with them. On the other side, he also knows some of their defensive players because he was their coach. So those are some of the things that you want to do defensively when you're playing to the Ravens. And don't panic. If they make a play, don't panic. Just come back, make your adjustments, and just don't let it happen again. That's it. Because they're in the NFL, just like you can make plays, they can make plays. Just stay true, trust your system, your philosophy, and you should be good. Um, what about you, Miz? What's your thoughts?
Oh no, same thing like you said. Pretty much, yeah. You better stay disciplined in the gaps,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see who we're gonna have available to play secondary this week. But I like that they had some schemes late in the game last week where they would put four safeties
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
red zone, which took away Green Bay's their short passing because obviously safeties can cover better than linebackers. So I thought that was like a brilliant little move. I think it threw Rodgers off,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a different game because when everything's covered up, Lamar's gonna take off. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to stay disciplined in the gaps, just as you said. And I'm very interested to see what Wink is going to use Landon Collins as this
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to that. I seen him running on the field today. He looks fast. He looks good. And I wonder if they're going to use him as somewhat of a spy or as a blitzer. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, if you're going to mix it up, yeah, you're going to bring him as a blitzer. You're probably going to play him more on running situations because they do have a good running game, or they have a fairly good running game outside of Lamar. On occasion, yes, you're going to bring him in, keep him in the box. On occasion, maybe you spy Lamar, but he has to be close to the box. He can't give Lamar space. If he's spying, because Lamar is elusive, and we know Collins is not the fastest guy, so we don't want him to get shook, and then Lamar has a big alley down the field, But if you're reading it and you're sensing it, you know, then you attack him, especially if you see that the front line is the D line is about ready to pass him by, then come up hard and make a play on him and don't let him get downfield. So but the bottom line is we got to mix it up. Some man, some zone, blitzing, like Pat said, on occasion, playing coverage. Don't let Lamar get, understand what we're trying to do, because, you know, the misconception about Lamar is that he can't pass. The kid can pass. He's a good passer. He's smart. He knows how to read defenses, especially if you sit back there and just, let him go all willy nilly back there. I mean, you definitely have to, come up and I'm sorry, you definitely have to mix up the passing game with him, mix up the defensive game. I'm sorry, and your coverages with him, because otherwise, he's just going to sit back there and he's going to run when he wants. He's going to pass when he's want, and then you're just going to be all out of sorts, with Lamar. So, but the biggest thing, like I said, is mix it up and get good, clean physical hits with him. I mean, don't just don't not dirty hits, but good, clean physical hits. He may talk back to you and say good hit and all that, smile at you, but that also lets him know that you're there. And that's the biggest thing. No matter what, he's a man just like you, and he feels those hits. No matter what anyone says, you feel those hits. I don't care if you're 400 pounds. I don't care if you're 160 pounds and elusive. When you get hit, you feel it.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, now hopefully Coach gave y'all some good tips on the defense. Now I'd like to ask Coach one more thing. What do
Hmm.
you think Landon Collins will do in this
Yeah.
defense?
We just talked.
Shadow.
We just talked about that. On occasion, I think to start, if anything, he's going to play more on running situations. On if he's there in a passing situation, maybe spy a little bit, but he has to read the defensive line, especially if Lamar's about ready to elude them. Come up hard. Don't give Lamar space, because he will shake Collins. We know Collins
Mm-hmm.
is not the fastest, but if you read it right, you can tell where the gap is going to be, and you can attack that gap. So that way, when he's trying to sneak through, you're right there, and you can pop him and bring him down. So, I'm not expecting Landon to play a whole lot. Will he? Could he play like around 35% of the snaps? Yeah, because this would be his first game anyway. So, it's going to be a little bit of time, but that's how I think Wink will use him, especially down in the box. Maybe give him a little help if he has to cover a tight end. Give him some over the top help. Just because he's not the greatest in coverage, but other than that, he's really going to be a run support type of a player, more of a linebacker.
True. Um, let's get back to the chat real quick. Honey Badger, what's going on? He said, "What's up, my brothers, Miz, Big Pat? Where's Lou and Joe?" Well, Joe was on here a little earlier before you got on. He has a surgery coming up, so he's been a little bit tired and getting ready for his surgery. I'll say your prayers for Joe, and hopefully everything turns all right with his surgery. I know it will, but he'll be back stronger than ever. And Lou, I believe he's working. Eric Dixon, he says, "I think we do what we've been doing, different fronts, blitz fakes, etc." True. Eric
Sugar
Garrison
split.
says, "Go get a receiver." James Hollister, he says, "I feel teams have no patience for young QBs no more. Sam Darnold got all the chances because he's younger." Yeah, there's no patience for anybody anymore. If you're not blowing up the league your first 3 games, people are calling you bust now. There's a lot of people saying Thibodeau was a bust. I'm like, man, he's only played in 2 games.
Mhm.
Said Giants should make a move for
Not gonna
DK
happen.
Metcalf.
It's not
DK
gonna happen.
Metcalf isn't going anywhere.
Hmm.
Seattle's playing pretty well, and I don't see why they would trade DK Metcalf right now. And they have a bunch of draft capital. So, Honey Badger, you say, "I think this defense is going to contain the you know what out of Lamar." Yeah, we Lamar's definitely can be contained. He's been
Hmm.
contained about 2 or 3 games this season, so we'll see what we do. EG, what's going on? EG, he says Giants cannot beat elite teams with no receiver. Look at Dallas game. I think we would have won that Dallas game if we did have a good receiver for sure. But I
So,
can't wait to play those guys again, man. Like I was telling Miz earlier on the phone, I can't wait to get my hands on Dallas again.
hmm
Oh,
hmm
I
Right.
said McKinney came down to the box and spot Lamar. Yep, I think that's who we put on McKinney. Wandale's coming back. That's another piece for Jones. True. Hey, NYB SMM, what's going on? He says DK makes Geno Smith look good. True. That's why the Seattle's not going to get rid of him. If Seattle was winless or something, maybe. But they just gave DK money this year. They're not going to trade him. They just gave him money this year.
I was just thinking, Pat, because we were talking about the defensive schemings. Coach was, um, Lamar Jackson is a righty, right? He throws
yeah.
with his right hand.
Hmm. hmm
Mm-hmm.
Why you don't? Will this work or not? It probably won't because I can't. I'm not the first one who probably thought of this. Would you not bring someone off the right side the entire game, throw blitzes from the right side, forcing him against his throwing way towards his left all game, so he wouldn't be as accurate.
He,
And
well,
then you have someone hang on the other side, don't let him run.
it's not that easy because what one thing teams do, like I said earlier, a lot of guys straight line him, just going straight for the almost to the middle of his back. And what does he do? He spins out and he'll roll left, and he does a good job of getting his shoulders around and still getting the ball downfield. So
Sure
he's good.
does.
He's good at moving both left or right. So can you do it coming in his face from time to time? Yes, it's a good thing to do, but not constantly, because if you're doing it constantly, then he knows that what you're doing. And the same thing with their coaches. They know what you're doing, so they have a way to counter that.
Right.
Right.
I've only seen one team blitz him almost the whole game and be successful, and that was the Dolphins last year. We called that game. They ran cover one against Lamar Jackson that whole game. For some reason, the Ravens couldn't beat it. But I don't suggest blitzing him every single play.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Eric Garrison, he says Jerry Judy, somebody, Terrace Marshall, somebody, Will Fuller. Yeah, I believe Terrace Marshall is up for sale for sure, and I
Mhm.
believe Jerry Judy will become available very soon as well. Says, "Hey, coach, do you know where we rank on allowed big plays?" We don't. I think we're like 12th or 13th. We don't allow too many big plays for sure. David, he says, "I'm concerned with the Giants' offense. Saquon Barkley is the only offensive weapon the Giants currently have. The corners of the Ravens match up well against the Giants' receivers." I mean, maybe so, but the Ravens quarterbacks is giving up the most pass yards this season. And I'm telling you, Darius Slayton brings a whole element to this offense that
They're
we need.
they're also extremely grabby. I mean, you can draw
Right,
penalties off of them. So
right.
They also they also just put their real good safety on IR.
Yep.
mm,
And Marcus Peters is not the same. Now
mm-mm.
Humphrey is still balling, but I think we can get some yards against this team. We'll see. Lamar better watch out for the Collins hit stick. True.
Mm.
I hope Collins is a spy. Now, the only thing I will have against Collins against a spy, I think Lamar Jackson eats him up as a spy. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
So yeah, constant is a spy. No, you just give Lamar different looks. Yeah, on occasion,
Right.
do you use him just to give him a different look because they would say, "Oh, he's not going to do it," and then he's there. Especially if he's trying to sneak through an alley, and the next thing you know, Collins comes out of nowhere and cracks his ass. Yeah, okay, but to be there consistently, no. That's why I said I think he's going to play about 35, maybe 33%. He's just coming, so he's not. He's just coming to the team. He's not going to be out there that often. So,
Mm-hmm. Honey Badger, he says, "I'm excited for Leo coming back. Landon Collins as well. Yeah, Leo's definitely gonna make a big difference for us.
hmm
Wandale Robinson is not it, or Tony. Too many same receivers on the roster have same skill set. Well, I will say this, Eric Garrison. Shout out to the 62 in the chat tonight. Wanda Robinson and Kadarius Tony are totally two different skill sets. Wandale Robinson is a more athletic Cole Beasley to me, and that's why they got him. I'll be honest with you. And Tony could, if he got his act together, I think Tony could be in the Stephon Diggs mode if he actually got his act together and took it. I'm not. I don't even want to say take it serious. It's just something about his damn hamstrings that's just weird, bro. I
I
don't
can
know if
understand.
this team. I don't know. It's gonna come out. What's done in the dark is gonna come to the light sooner or later. Something's gonna be said. So,
hmm
but they had totally different skill sets. David, he says, "I would think the Ravens would force DJ to beat him with his arm, and I think DJ can do it. Defense getting better and better every week. Yes, they are. And our second half adjustments are second to none. The Giants
hmm
gonna run Saquon into the ground and he will get hurt. Watch. I rebuke that. I rebuke that. Saquon Barkley's gonna have a full 17 game season. Watch. Daniel Jones doesn't know how to slide. He will get hurt too. Oh boy, the game could be a battle of kickers. Gano versus Tucker. Boy, you just a gloomy Gus tonight, ain't you, Garrison? Lord have mercy. Wayne got something special for Lamar. I hope he does. James Hollister.
hmm
Oh
What was
shit!
Joe Shane thinking with the Wandale pick? You don't know because Wandale's only played one play. You don't know what he can do. Just like everybody said, Darius Slayton was washed, and when he finally gets his turn to be the number one receiver, he shows up and shows out. So you don't know what the dude can do. I keep trying to tell you, he's in that Cole Beasley, Wes Welker type mode. He's just more athletic. I can't wait till he gets on the field and show people what he can do, and then you're gonna have to back off him too, like you have to back off everybody else that you say that's trash. Taking good care of the football is going to be key. Yes, I don't think we have many turnovers this year. What we got? What, three? So that's not a lot of turnovers.
hmm
You also can't keep sending the house week after week after week. Sometimes the Giants don't even get home sending six or more blitzes. They all lose containment. Hey, we just shut out a two-time MVP for a whole second half. I think we'll be okay, and we don't send the house every
hmm
play. Wink has
Right.
mixed up this defense
hmm
tremendously.
hmm
That's what the media says about Wink. Eric Wandale, and Tony had different skill sets. True. No, they do not have the same skill set. Eric Garrison, Tony, and Robinson are two totally different players. Just because they're very good in the open field and can make people miss doesn't mean they have the same skill set. NYT, okay, 44 minutes ago, cool. I don't know what that one was about, but okay. Coach Ed is absolutely right. We've had everything he said in our classes and meetings, and we've been practicing them and executing them. That's what's up, Tudo. Almighty Finesse, what's going on? What's good? Welcome to the channel. I think I've seen you already, Almighty Finesse.
Yeah.
Eric Tony is more versatile than Robinson, and he definitely is. And if he gets on the field, it could definitely be something deadly. Eric Garrison, he's starting to look a little like a gloomy Gus. He says Daniel Jones can't even crack 200 yards passing. He just did it last week. He just did it
And
last week. He says cut
negative.
Galladay. Almighty says cut Galladay. Don't want him here. I believe that's coming very soon. I believe
Can't
they
right now.
IR him or find someone. He's going to find a permanent seat on the bench until the end of the season.
All right.
Can I
Lamar
say
going to be
something
a
about
free.
that? Can I
Go
say
ahead,
something about that?
Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, give up that dream. If you cut him, he has a $31 million dead cap hit. What that means is all the money that you've guaranteed and you pushed to later in his contract, we then have to pay for it at whenever you cut him or trade him. He's on the roster
Yep.
for this year. Best case scenario, like Pat said, just put him on IR. I'm
Yep,
sorry,
that's
Pat.
the
Go
only
ahead.
that's the only way you're not gonna see him in the Giants uniform. Just put him on IR. I keep trying to tell you guys, we lose I think 15 million just by cutting him off the cap, and so we'll be in
Mm-hmm.
the red if we cut him. So he has no choice but to be on this team unless some team gives us that break and gives us a call for a trade. That's the only way you get rid of him this year.
No, if you trade him, it's still $31 million that comes back to the cap because it's a dead cap because you're responsible for his signing bonus and everything. That doesn't go to the other
Hmm.
team.
So even if you trade him, you have to hope that that team is like, yeah, we'll take on that responsibility because you can agree to
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah, you can, and no one does.
and ain't nobody gonna agree to that the way Galladay has been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, he said, Jesus says, Eric, DJ just broke 200 yards against the Packers. You said you talk about one game he broke out of five.
Man,
How
he
many
negative.
games has he won out of five?
Stop being so negative. The Giants are 4-1, buddy.
Right. Now we complain about how the Giants win now? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy to me. Now you complain about how we win the game. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
lost what my comment was. There you
I'm
go.
telling you, people like to be miserable, man. They take joy out of it. It's crazy.
Right. He says, Eric, we're getting healthy. Just chill, sit back, and watch DJ develop this year. True. Edge rushers have to set the edge and keep him inside. That is also true. He says, I got news for you, Giants. Receiving corps never healthy. We all know this. I've been saying this before the season, Eric Garrison. You've been watching me as long as you've been watching me. You know I've said everything about the receiving corps. But I did tell everybody if you put Slayton in there, it will help out this offense. And guess what? DJ cracked 200 yards when Slayton got in there, and I didn't.
All right.
Against a very good Packers defense.
Yeah,
Wandale
man.
paired up with Slayton and James are a good trio right now. Yes, the best we can have right now. Kyle Hamilton will be coming. Send him. Send him in there.
Send
Use
them.
our tight ends more. Yeah, King Jers. I think our tight ends can really be game breakers for us, to be honest with you. Collins too slow for Lamar. I think he is as well. Ravens ain't going to let Lamar leave franchise tag. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Tudo, he says, Big Boss Pat, Coach Ed definitely knows his stuff. We tell you firsthand being in the game. Really well explained in details. True. Bookend, what's going on?
Yes, we
And
are the
what?
worst, baby.
Right.
No, he
NYB
said the
says y'all
Giants
make
are the
some valid
worst. I said,
points.
yes, we are the worst. We are the worst 4-1 team in the league, and we take pride in it, baby.
Right. He said spike them likes. Yes, spike the likes, people. Thank you. He says, DB from EP. What's going on, DB from EP? Good to see you. He says, how can someone say Robinson ain't it? He played like 3 snaps. Right. You don't know what he can do. If it
Right.
comes down to DJ's arm winning the game, how confident are we? Slayton probably will have to deal with Humphrey all game. I'm confident in DJ until he shows me otherwise, David. I'm confident in DJ. He's not going to make the mistakes, and I'm confident in his coaching staff be able to adjust. I'm just confident in his team right now because I've seen the change in his team. This team fights for each other, and this team really is learning how to win. True. Scotty, what's going on? He says Tony is a crybaby too. Hey, look, I haven't seen Tony crying at all. All I've seen is Tony smiling and saying my hamstring is hurt. That's the only thing I've been seeing Tony do, and make a couple of splash plays when he actually does play. Kenny Smith, he says ain't nothing going to be just easy. Lamar got Negro speed and Negro agility. OBJ missed 3. For the people, 3 to 4 games in this rookie season, okay. For the people that want OBJ back so bad, you do know that this dude is not going to play till damn near Christmas.
Mhm.
It's not happening. These people, it's not happening, man. Stop it. It's not happening.
Right. Vinny G, what's going on, Vinny G? Hope all is well. He says we don't know Tony or Robinson playing in the NFL. They never play. I just can't wait to see one of them on the field.
All right.
Yeah, Tony got ham threads, right? Kasim Page, Giants suck. You sound like a lot of our fans. But thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, bro. Thank you for giving us the view. NYB says, who sits there and wish a player hurt? Right. Yeah, Kasim Page says, you all suck. Book in. He says, they all suck. And he says, we suck for being Giants fans. Well, thank you. We'll suck and continue to be 4-1. Who's your team, Mr. Kasim? Let me guess, you might be an Eagles or a Cowboys fan. I pray that
Right.
you're not a Commanders fan talking like that. Big Boss Pat, KT must have pulled his hammies by sitting on the toilet bowl for too long. He's always find any excuse not to show up. I don't know. I don't know exactly what exactly is going on with Kadarius Tony, but it's just weird. But it'll come to the light. We'll find out what's going on
Maybe
sooner or later.
Tony need one of those special massages that Holmes was getting on the sideline.
Right, right. Just like Wink is familiar with the Ravens are familiar with Wink. Who has the advantage? If they're basing off what Wink did with the Ravens, we got the advantage because I keep telling you guys, Wink is definitely doing something different here with the New York Giants. He's doing something different here. Wink's scheme is really underrated and underappreciated. Man, he's turned the defense around. Yes, he has, Joe. Hey, thank you for 70 in the chat. I guess because Kasim Page is here telling everybody to shut up, everybody keeps coming. Thank you, Kasim Page. NYB, he says, Wandale played in the SEC and led the nation in receptions. I think he'll be just fine since everyone says the SEC. SEC is the best conference in football.
No, it's not. No, it's
Who's the
not.
best conference in football?
Big Ten.
Big Ten. Get out of here. Big Ten.
You know I'm in Big Ten country, Pat. I know you're in the
Man,
SEC.
I don't care. Big Ten. You line up Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan State, Purdue, Nebraska, all those guys just
Seriously,
against
seriously.
Alabama.
Seriously. Everyone has their top end as well as their low end, and then the middle. They're both about the same, to be honest with you. Let's be real, because you have Alabama, Georgia, and the Big Ten has Ohio State and Michigan. I mean, they're about even when you really break it down. And then on the bottom end, I mean, as much as it hurts my heart, Northwestern and Rutgers, and y'all have Vanderbilt and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can go either way. I mean, I'm just playing with that.
Yeah, I know, man. It'll be some good matches, but I
Mhm.
think the SEC bottom half is way better than your guys' bottom half because Tennessee is right there in the middle.
I don't consider
Missouri is at the
Tennessee
bottom half.
bottom. I don't consider Tennessee a middle. I consider them a push. like in a 1B, almost a 2 range in the Yachts Conference this year. I'm
That's
saying this
because
year.
that's yeah this year. Yeah, that was Gary say. That's because Ole Miss and Texas A&M are falling off.
Ole Miss is also undefeated.
Damn, Ole Miss is defeated this year. Who I'm thinking? I'm
Yeah,
thinking
they
about
are.
Arkansas. Then I'm
Yeah,
thinking about
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. Arkansas. Eric Garrison is not watching the games. He's not. Wandale Robinson would be just fine. He led nation in reception. He played in the
Hmm.
SEC. The SEC is the closest thing to the NFL in college, so he's good.
He also
Yeah.
played in the Big Ten. He also played in the Big Ten.
Yes, he did. He played for Nebraska
That's
first.
good. Hmm.
Undercover Giants haters in here. True. Will, he says Wink has some tricks up his sleeve for the Ravens. His former team is going to be fun to watch. The Giants defensive team bring chaos to the Ravens offense. True. Book in. He said, "Is this guy a Giants fan or what?" I don't know. He said, "Nah, he ain't. They must be talking about old boy." He says, "Are the Giants 1-4, 4-1? I can't tell by the hate. Keep hating while we keep winning." True. That's all. That's all
Hmm.
I've been saying.
All right.
He says, Terry D24, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says, G-Fence. Hey, that's pretty good. G-Fence.
Hmm.
G-Fence. Okay.
Hmm.
Eric is that Giants fan that you can't satisfy. True. Next year, Galladay is gone. Yeah, we're going to have to wait the next year to get rid of him.
Hmm.
MH, thank you for tuning in. Ain't seen you in a minute. Jeffy, what's going on, Jeffy?
How you guys doing? Figured I'd
What's
hop
going
over
on,
here
Jeffy?
to see how you guys are doing tonight.
Man,
What's
doing
up, Jeff?
well. Almighty Finesse, he says we can get Lamar free agency next year. We have the money to get him.
Oh no, is he
Yeah.
starting with that
NYB says a
already?
win is a period. What's this dude got going on? I don't know. Almighty Finesse, that's a pipe dream, man. That dude's gonna
Get
be
get used
that
to this. It's gonna happen a
Get
lot.
used to this. Yeah.
Get used to this,
It's gonna
yeah,
be
man.
this for him.
yeah, that dude's gonna be franchise tag before anything.
Exactly.
You think they're just gonna let him walk? Are you serious?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
He says DB from EP Eric. Do you see how many yards Golf is getting and he's losing? Facts. The Lions were averaging 30 some points a game
Exactly.
and were 1-3. And then they just got blanked by the Patriots when they finally faced a very good defense. They just got blanked. They went from averaging 30 points to getting shut out against the Patriots. So
Man.
now I have to see a couple of weeks to see if that offense was legit as they were playing, or they were just playing against some bad defenses. I don't know. He said loves this Giants football team, right? Frank Duke, bro, Frank Dank. He says you suck.
Thank you.
I think this is the same guy that's under a different name, whoever this guy is. Eric, most important stat for DJ this year: 3-game winning drives, the most in the league. Nobody's saying that. You know why? Because everybody does not like DJ. If he succeeds, he changes the whole narrative and everybody looks like fools. Why do you think they're going to keep harping on all the bad things that he does? The man has 3-game winning drives this season and nobody's talking about it. Nobody. You have to look that up yourself. But if anything bad about DJ, it's on Front Street. He says DJ is going to be here next year. I think he will if we make the playoffs. And he said they should have been playing Slayton. Yes, I said that a long time ago. Bookend tackles. What's going on, Bookend? He says DJ has 3-game winning drives. Feel confident he can if he has to. Right. He says, didn't Kafka train up Patrick Mahomes? I'm not going to give
Yes.
Kafka all the glory on Patrick Mahomes, but yes, he definitely was a part of
He
it.
was there.
But Andy Reid is the quarterback whisperer, so I don't think Andy Reid has had a bad quarterback in any of the teams he's coached. Scotty, he says Tony ain't even going to get on the field this year. He might not, man. Yeah, everybody says that, man. We'll see. He says Bookie and DJ can make every throw. Yes, he can. Hey, Raven for Life 716. I just got one question. If we shut down Barkley, who else can win it for you? Because I know we putting up points. Hey, we gonna see Raven for Life. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. Always
So I
good to
guess
have a phone in the chat.
I guess our
What if
defense
what if
sucks.
we shut down Mark Andrews? Do y'all guys have other people that can beat us on the field? You can say that about every
Right.
team. What if we shut down Lamar Jackson? Will you beat us? So who has shut down Saquon Barkley this year? To be honest with you. And do you guys think you have the defense to shut them down? Because y'all haven't shut anybody down on defense so far. And you guys give up big leads. So we'll see,
Right.
Ravens for life. It's going to be a hell of a game. He says DJ look dumb out there. Let me tell you why DJ doesn't look dumb. Because if you don't have many interceptions and DBs can't get out there backpedal against your receivers, that means you're playing absolutely smart. That means you're taking care of the ball. So you should say DJ looks smart out there. He just doesn't look explosive because he doesn't have the chance to be explosive. But dumb is nowhere near dumb. Shout out to the 82 in the chat. Thank you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button for them.
And make sure you share on all your social media platforms.
Right. Jesus Martinez, he said, yes, Terry, that's why Pat Mahomes was heated at Eric Bieniemy.
Right.
Hey, NYB, he says, that worst 4-1 saying is buns. People saying it's hard to win in the NFL, yet they say the Giants is the worst at it. I guess those teams that are losing to us lost because they're better. The fuck? Right.
That's true.
If we buns at 4-1, what are all the other teams in the league?
What is Green Bay? Mm-hmm.
Right. Santos, he says Tony getting hurt, whipping his ass. Right. Good evening, gents. 5-1 watch. All the heads explode at ESPN first take and first things first. Yep.
They're already exploding.
William, he says we don't need Odell Beckham Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting, yeah. It'd be nice to have him, but it's not like we just need him or we're just gonna die. Right. Hopefully some players are back this week. I think we get Leo and Wandale Robinson back this week, Scotty. Almighty Finesse, would y'all tank for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud?
No!
Hey, I got it. Right. I got a whole video telling you why we don't tank. Go look it up.
No.
You don't tank for anybody. I don't care who it is.
Pat, get used to this. We're just telling you. Coach and I are just telling you, get used to this with Almighty.
I hate that.
Terry says, good, bag, or ugly. Go G-Man. Jesus Martinez, Eagles and the Cowboys haven't played a legit playoff team. The Cowboys just beat the Rams, and the Eagles just beat the Cardinals. So they have played some a couple of playoff teams. And I think the Cowboys beat the Bengals, but the Rams and the Bengals don't look like themselves.
They might have. They beat us. They might be a playoff team.
Neo Beto, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says Kasim is a cow puke fan. Okay. Pseudo wild for that toilet bowl. Nimmer, what's up, Nimmer? He says Kadarius Toney got hurt sitting on a toilet bowl.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think we upset the Ravens? Hell yeah, we upset the Ravens. William Horton 5-1. What do you mean? Legitimately speaking, the Baltimore Ravens would be the first real test that the Giants have had this season. Oh, now the Packers don't exist because we beat them. I got you. I'm not saying that you're saying that, but a lot of people are saying that.
Wow.
Now the Packers are on the same Packer team because they got young receivers and they're not that good. But then if they abuse the Jets this week, the Packers are the Packers. That was 2 weeks ago.
Right, man. Why should they go out there and abuse the Jets? The Packers are back.
By the way, for Mr. Raven fan, if he's still in there, special teams is part of the game, and the Giants right now might be one of the best in the whole league.
Yeah, special teams
we ranked number 1.
Exactly.
G Marley says good vid earlier. Thanks, G Marley. Duke, he says, how do you pop a hammy when you already have a pop hammy? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. That's weird,
I don't know how that's
bro.
possible. How do you pop a hammy in a walkthrough?
Will says, we back, baby, and all the New York Giants haters mad. They can't get over it because we're going to keep getting better and keep winning. Coach Dabo got them ready to run through a wall for the New York Giants. True, he really does.
Right.
The SEC produced the most amount of talent at the skill positions, yes, but offensive linemen and quarterbacks, we don't produce very good quarterbacks or offensive linemen like that. Offensive linemen really come from the Big Ten. And I'll say this, like the Pac 10 back then, and like what Pac 12 back then.
Hmm.
A lot of your good quarterbacks come from like the Big Ten and certain schools and things like that too, because we don't produce a lot of quarterbacks. The SEC. We got Joe Burrow out there, and I guess you can count Jalen Hurts, but there's not too many good SEC quarterbacks out there. And Frank Dank says, "I brought the Dallas fans with me." Okay, Frank Dank, thank you. SEC, Big Ten, tomato, tomato. Yeah,
Kareem
man,
Page
y'all are
talking.
killing it in the chat
Kareem
tonight.
Page talking shit.
Nemmer says, "What's up, guys?"
So the hell.
NYB says, "Michigan just getting back on. Wait till my Sooners get this upcoming class coming in." Hey, Oklahoma fell off
Yeah,
They
big
did.
time.
when y'all
49 to
lost.
nothing.
Yeah, when y'all lost Williams, man, that really hurt y'all.
Hmm.
TD Midas, what's up with
Oh
the
my
Coach Prime
gosh.
hate? Need to be. Yeah, now
That
we,
that
we can talk about this for a second. Now, I think that's the legendary coach's son.
No, he's not. He's not related to him.
Oh, he's
He's not.
not.
No, he's not. He's not. I trust me. I follow
So
HBCUs,
Big
and
Dash.
he's
So he's
definitely not.
not.
He's
He's
not
not
related
the
to Eddie
son of.
Robinson. Eddie Robinson? No, he's not.
Oh, okay. I thought that was his son.
Mm-mm. He even said it. That's not his dad.
Oh, okay. Well,
Trust me. If he was, he
that
would be at Grambling. He would have been at Grambling.
true. True. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, the disrespect Coach Prime is getting for the
Mm-hmm.
HBCUs is stupid because let's be honest, HBCUs really didn't start getting as much pub as they're getting right now to Coach
Exactly.
Prime with the Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whatever you saying, the reason why he's doing this to put his face out there or whatever. You still have to be appreciative of what Coach Prime is doing for those schools. He actually got the number one player in the country to come to Jackson
Mm-hmm.
State because he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be under Coach Prime as a DB and Travis Hunter.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you get behind this dude and try to get more recruits to come to your schools?
Exactly. It's opening up a lot of doors to these kids and for the
Yeah,
schools, and the money that's coming into these schools, and the media coverage is now elevated, because everyone is looking. So it
right.
baffles me, and for first and foremost, for Alabama State to do what they did to him. I mean, I saw the video where they're
Yeah,
they're cursing at him, and I mean very belligerently and disrespectfully.
right.
Other schools kids are not doing that. I mean, afterwards they want to take pictures and all that good stuff. But Alabama State, I mean, for whatever reason, and Coach Prime said it. He said they put them Jackson State as their homecoming game. You usually do that when you want to play a bad team because you want to get a win. Number
Exactly.
two, they did not give Jackson State any tickets or parking passes. You always give the visiting team a certain amount of tickets and parking passes. They purposefully disrespected Jackson State, and they're jealous, envious, however you want to call it, and it's sad. It's sad because you shouldn't be doing that. You should be all standing united to help elevate the level of football. I'm sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, why wouldn't you get behind this dude to try to get these kids better facilities and better
Hmm.
scholarships and be able to put more players on your team and get more recognition? Hell,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be mad if he did leave to go to a Power Five school to be the coach. The way you guys are treating him,
Hmm. Hmm.
instead of embracing what this guy's trying to do and elevate your teams to go out there and beat his team. Cause ain't no more recognition coming to beating Coach Prime right now. If
Hmm.
you're HBCU and you beat Jackson State, you're gonna be on the map.
At South
But
Carolina
instead,
State.
you choose hate. You choose hate towards the
Mhm.
man because he's coming there and he's elevating your guys' games. So all this stuff that y'all was complaining about not having facilities and everything before Coach Prime get there, was that really true? Or are you mad because
Mhm.
you don't have Coach Prime's
Um,
face and Coach Prime's fame to where he's able to do it? He didn't have to go to Jackson State. He could have easily went to Florida State or somewhere and got a job as a defensive coordinator or something. But he took the job at Jackson State.
The only one who's
But
smart enough to follow him is Tennessee State, going out and
that's
getting
Eddie
Eddie
George.
George.
That's Eddie George. Everybody else, I mean, you go to those games, you hear those people, fuck you, fuck them, fuck Jackson State. Like, damn.
I understand it. Why? I don't understand why they do that.
But all
Is it a
this stuff,
jealousy thing?
Yes, jealousy, because they mad because they ain't doing it. Why didn't one of y'all step up and do it? Why did Coach Prime have to come and do it for you?
They're envious.
Why does Coach Prime have all these players and everybody come to Jackson State and coming to your games to where people want to watch? Why is T.O. coming there? Why is Warren Sapp coming there? Why is Ray Lewis coming there? Why is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming there? When has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson ever came to an HBCU game? But instead of you, I don't even want to say take advantage. Instead of you appreciating it, be like, man, this is dope what you're doing, Coach Prime. But hey, look, we coming for your head and we gonna play you. And we want to beat you. Coach Prime ain't gonna have nothing against that.
Exactly.
Do you understand that this man's first interview, he couldn't even get the interview guy to call him Coach Prime? And he was right. Yeah. You don't call Nick Saban Nick. You call him Coach Saban.
Yep.
You don't call John Harbaugh when you're interviewing him. You call him Coach Harbaugh. Give him that same respect. He had to walk off a damn interview just to get people to call him Coach Prime. That's crazy.
Exactly. And then to get the disrespect from the opposing head coach because he's in his feelings. You know, I'm not gonna give him bro hug. He ain't swag. I mean he is swag because he's there.
Right.
You know, it's just
Brian Lambert, what's going on? Dash, what's going on? Sorry to cut you off. Miss Trina, what's going on? I would have bet money that was his son too. His name is Eddie Robinson II. I would have bet money that's his son. Tudo with the $1.99 super chat. He says 11-6 this season. F all the haters. Forget about it. $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Tudo, for all you do for the Big Blue Crew community, man. Right. Stop taking money and getting your kids beat up in these lopsided games. Where's all that money going to? Tommy, what's going on? King Jers. Man, you guys are killing the chat tonight, man. I can't even keep up. But if a couple of guys want to come on and say their piece about the Giants and everything, gonna go for about 2 hours tonight. But yeah, that Coach Prime thing is alarming, Coach. Because I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't mind coaching an HBCU or being a coach, a position coach or something. Hell, Coach, I think you could be the coach of one of those teams. And that's not just because you cool with us. I really think you could coach one of them HBCU teams.
Hey, Del State's not that far from me. It's about 2.5 hours, so I get it. I understand.
What's going on, TD Midas?
What's going on, Pat?
Man, nothing much talking about these Giants, but we was talking about Coach Prime for a second because it was brought up, which is a good subject.
Oh, I brought it up.
Like I don't understand why would Coach Prime get that much hate? I understand it, but I just don't understand it.
I go to a HBCU right now, and the way things been changing since Coach Prime started doing HBCUs is crazy. It's more cameras out there. It's more public. More people are coming. More performers. The campus is more lively now. I don't know. People just hate to see other people win when they've been there so long.
Which is true. HBCUs really never got covers like that. I mean, the best covers that used to happen was the classic, the Georgia Grambling versus Georgia Southern or Southern, whichever Southern
Yeah,
school it is.
Southern.
Exactly.
Southern.
I mean, that's
Exactly.
huge. That's huge down here in Louisiana, and that's probably the biggest thing in the HBCUs I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
But when Coach Prime came there, he said what he was going to do. He said that he was going to build up the HBCUs. It's time for HBCUs to get more credit. Credit. You know how many Hall of Famers HBCUs have?
A lot.
Mm-hmm. Going back all the way to starting in the 40s, all the way down.
Do you know that we're coming off a draft just I believe 2 years ago when no HBCU player was drafted?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Prime had to point that out. Nobody, none of the HBCU coaches or anybody in those organizations stepped up and said, why weren't one of our players taken?
Mm-hmm.
Coach Prime had to say that. That alone should tell you that, come on, man. Why ain't y'all taking up for these boys? These boys put it on the line just as much as those Power Five schools, but you're sure to take your team that you know damn well it got no business playing a
Mm-hmm.
Power Five team and go over there to take them to get beat down for a couple of $100,000. And then Coach Prime pointed out that the flights and everything to get over there in the team, you losing money in all aspect of it. Where's that money going to? Where's that $1 million going to? Why aren't your facilities better? Where's that money going to? Because it damn sure ain't going to the kids. A lot of those kids got to work part-time jobs just to survive.
Facts.
Don't the university they take control of that? They don't let it go to the athletic department.
I have no idea. I have to look at. That's something I will look into, Coach Ed. Maybe we can uh do a video about it. Hey, shout out to Tally. What's going on, Tally? Shout out to Christian Williams. He says Alabama State just had an O lineman to get drafted first round 3 years ago.
Hmm.
True.
Okay.
Strahan went to HBCU, Hall of
Mm-hmm.
Famer. Tommy for Tommy says 34 Hall of Famers from 17 different HBCUs. Arguably the greatest running back of all time in most people's eyes. Besides
Mm-hmm.
Jim Brown is Walter Payton. He went to HBCU. Steve
Mm-hmm.
McNair went to HBCU, played in
Mm-hmm.
the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Ashanti, thank you, Miss Ashanti, for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says, she says, my child goes to HBCU on a full basketball scholarship, but my Raven's going to smash the Giants. We will see, Miss
We
Lady
will see.
Raven. We will see. And I want you to come right back here when we do a
Mm-hmm.
stream, when we go 5-1. I want you to say, I was wrong. I promise you. Hey, Frank Dake Chewy Jr., I don't know what you on, but thank you for the view. You need to get happy. You need to smoke you something or drink you some Kool-Aid or something. I don't know what you talking about.
I forgot about Jay Rice. Mm-hmm.
Right. Jerry
Mm-hmm.
Rice went to HBCU. The GOAT,
Mississippi
arguably the
Valley
greatest
State.
player of all time, went to HBCU. He says Texas Southern right down the street. Third Ward, Houston, right down the street from University of
Mm-hmm.
Houston. True. But yeah, I don't understand that. That's a touchy subject. I would love to do a video about that subject with you, Coach, about the whole HBCU thing whenever you get time. And I'm going to learn what the hell they do with that money when they take them
Mm-hmm.
HBCU over there and they play somebody like a Tennessee or somebody like a Syracuse or somebody like that to get absolutely mollywopped. I don't get it. Roy
Mm-hmm.
Williams, what's going on? Yep, Deacon
Deacon
Jones,
Jones,
Art
Rice.
Shell,
Yep.
Jackie
Yep.
Slater, Shannon Sharp, a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of great players come from HBCUs. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
you what, Jackson State got about 7 of them that you can get on there for real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They
Right.
Shador could easily be playing at a Power Five.
Right. I think that linebacker was his name Miller. I think he can be
Mm-hmm.
playing in the Power Five too,
Mm-hmm.
but he chose to stay at Jackson State. He said, Ashanti, we'll make you hit that high note all game long. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to play the Ravens, man. Because we win this game. When we win this game, we're going to shut a lot of people up, boy. And it's going to be funny how the media spins it to where we're trash again.
Mm-hmm.
Dash, what's going on, Dash?
What's good, fellas?
Dash.
How y'all
I don't
doing?
know, Dash. Do you follow the HBCUs?
Not as much as I should. I follow it more because of Prime. No, that's for sure. What's the question though?
That just proves our point.
Yeah,
People weren't even watching HBCUs
I've
until
been
Prime came
Now, I
along.
actually, I actually
following
like his son
people.
as quarterback. Man, his son's a pretty good quarterback.
I have been following it for
What up, Pat?
years.
What's up,
What's
Nimmy?
up, Nimmer?
What's going on, Nimmo?
Nothing much, Jazz. It's good.
Oh,
Dash, we got to silence all the DJ haters this Sunday. We got to go beat the Ravens. Come on.
I think it can
I
happen.
think, I'm
Yo,
predicting it's
no,
gonna
Dash,
happen.
you hyped me up. I was running yesterday, and I turned your video on. I was running. I caught your video late after we beat Green Bay, man. Let me tell you,
Oh, I was hyped.
you put me in another gear that I haven't hit in about 3-4 years.
I was hyped, man.
Yo.
I was hyped.
Yeah,
I was in that room yelling like crazy, man.
Right.
yeah, that was good
My
stuff.
my,
You
my mic
tell,
was peaking too, man. My mic was peaking like crazy. I had to do some editing on that, man.
Yeah,
man. I was so hyped when we beat the Packers because I was like, now everybody can shut up and say that we haven't beat anybody. And guess what? They still say we ain't beat nobody.
Yup.
And you figure too, it's early for me too. It was early in the morning. I was yelling like, yo, it was
Right.
crazy.
Shoot, it was
Crazy.
8:30 here. Jose Rosario, Honey Badger, he says the fans are going to be turned in there. Home field advantage plays a big role. Dash, what's up, my brother? Do you guys know that we have a home field crowd again?
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
right.
We have a home field crowd again. That's
Pat,
crazy.
I was at the game and it was really good. Like, it was really loud. Like, they were like, every time they were like, get loud, and I got loud, and my friends just got loud.
It's about
Right.
time.
Right, Miss Ashanti. Coach linebacker Shaquille Leonard from HBCU, and he's a top 5 middle linebacker player in the day. That's true. DJ Moore. Who would you trade for DJ Moore? Kadarius Toney.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
You said it before.
What do you mean?
You think
want
they
to
take
trade
that
who?
straight up? You think they take that
No,
as
you
a
probably
straight
you're
up
gonna
trade?
have to.
Kadarius Toney like a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, third or
If
I
they
fourth
know.
do
round.
take that straight up,
Yeah.
somebody
You
need
know
to
how they say
go in
you
the Panthers organization and
Mhm.
RKO everybody in that organization.
said
Exactly.
out of nowhere. RKO.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want
Get
Terrace
Oh
Marshall.
shit,
but
we
that's-
talking wrestling now? All right.
we beating
Yeah,
the
that's
Ravens this
just sport.
weekend.
Yup.
Ravens defense is 28th. They stay giving up that pirate money. Right. Right. He said, sounds like the Bronx brother in the building. Yep. He says, when we beat the Raiders, people still going to find a way, Ravens, people still going to find a way to say we're lucky and that we're bad. True. Keep letting
Raiders
them
I
aren't
say
can't
beating
it.
wait to hear
anybody
it,
this
man.
year. Raiders
That's
suck.
good.
I can't
There's
wait to hear
nothing
the
wrong with
excuse,
that,
man.
man.
I hope they do have to come up with an excuse.
Whoa,
That means we
whoa,
won.
whoa. I
For
want to
sure.
know right now, why do we give a shit what the media even says about us? Aren't we at the point right now where it doesn't matter? The media is going to be hating us no matter what, and we're just going to keep going out there and stacking them W's. So the media can hate us all they want. All that matters is we keep winning. And that's all that
That's a
matters.
fact.
We keep stacking them W's, and that's all
Yep.
that matters in the end. Let the media talk. Let them
Oh,
hate.
we are.
Let them put out those narratives saying that we're the worst 4-1 team, 5-1 team, 6-1 team. We suck.
It's good.
We can't do anything. We're terrible. We're overrated. You know what? The fact of the matter is we keep winning, and we're winning in different ways. We're winning ugly, but the fact of the matter is we're a winning football team, and that's all that matters in the end. You guys
For
go.
sure.
Yup.
I look at it because they make me laugh.
I
I
like
look
the
at it because
disrespect.
Not
Stephen A
everybody,
is the stupidest guy by saying that we should, and the other girl, I forget the girl that says we should keep
Kimberly
losing
A.
to Tank.
Martin.
No, sorry, I'm not doing that. DJ's staying here.
It's just.
I mean,
It's
she's just
just.
trying to come. She's trying to come at it from a different perspective and try to be smart. So I get, but she's a Giants fan, but I get what she's saying. But you have people that are saying good things too, man. Chris Mad Dog
Hey,
Russo, he picked
good
the
night,
Giants today
Tudo.
to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Stephen A. Smith, he said the Giants won't make the playoffs, but in the next sentence, he said the Giants would beat the Ravens. So I don't know if that makes much sense.
He's
Right.
saying that because he's a
You know
Steelers
what I
fan.
mean?
He's a Steelers fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
He's probably pissed because his team sucks.
No,
Right.
Bellinger on the NFL Network, he hardly ever speaks of the Giants, and he praised the Giants big time the last 2 days. So,
Which guy?
what's his name on the NFL Network? Is it
Bald?
Brian
Oh,
Baldinger?
Baldinger.
Baldinger,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
Baldinger just loves good football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
loves
does.
good
I like his
football.
breakdowns. He's
Yeah, his
entertaining.
breakdowns are
Exactly.
phenomenal.
Have
He
you
says,
guys
I'm
heard
born
of
and bred in
Eli?
the city.
Have you guys heard
all-
Eli Manning praising DJ?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good. You want to know why? Because Daniel Jones is hearing that. He listens to that.
Hey, Miss Ronnie.
And that's big
What's
time
going on, Miss
confidence right
Ronnie?
there.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Ronnie,
Good to
how you
see you,
doing?
Miss Ronnie. Hope everything
What's
is
going on,
well
Ronnie?
with you, ma'am. He says, where do you think the Giants finish in the division? Are they better than the Eagles and Cowboys? I say the
We don't
Giants.
know that
They
yet.
either. It's up in the air. I really can't tell you because they can finish number one or they can finish number three. But I think they're all. I think all three of these teams getting in the playoffs this year for sure.
Just
They
think
keep going
about
the way they're
this.
going. Yeah.
Think about this. Seriously, just think about it. We play 500 ball the rest of the season. We're a playoff team number one, and that's 10 wins.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
That's just 10 wins. If we just play 500 ball the rest of the season.
Wow.
So you know there's going to be games that they're going to really be up for, especially division game, especially against the Eagles, the Cowboys, sorry, if I already said the wrong name, the Commanders.
Right.
So that's going to that's going to possibly elevate, you know, what we're going to end up doing, and we don't have the same coaching staff that you know what you're going to make those you're going to lose those games that you shouldn't because this coaching staff is going to have us always ready, always.
Yup.
Yep.
So
True that.
just
Yeah.
500 gets us into the playoffs. That
I
alone
didn't
right
even
there.
think about it like that, Coach.
Yo, call in.
Right.
Tell Ronnie to call in. Ronnie, call in.
Ronnie, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Miss Ronnie says, "Miss you guys, love all of you. We are going to win this week." You damn right we're going to win this week, Miss Ronnie.
Ronnie been
I
going
can't
off
wait
into
till the
spaces too.
yeah, right. I can't wait till she does her first episode of Touchdown Chef, man. That's gonna be an amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yup.
guys go sub up to Miss Ronnie Rivers, the Touchdown Chef. I can't wait for that show to come out. She got some
When is she
nice
supposed to be
recipes.
Is
dropping
the
it?
channel under a different name or is it the same?
No, it's on the Touchdown Chef.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
When is she supposed to be starting her channel?
It's gonna be a surprise.
Okay.
All right.
So I can't wait
Surprise.
till she drops. Rose says, "I agree. I do believe all three teams make the playoffs. I do believe so as well.
Mm-hmm.
If we're to play the Cowboys again, it would be a different outcome. I believe so too.
Yeah, I believe so.
I wish
Yup.
we could play the Cowboys right after the Ravens. I'm telling you, I want to play that team again.
You know what's
That's the
crazy too?
game we shouldn't have lost.
I know last week I was in here with y'all and I was like, I think it was Lewis saying, "You got us losing to the Eagles and Dallas," and I was looking at like, yeah, but nah, I'm ready for that get back in Dallas, man.
I want the
Yeah.
Eagles. I
I'm
want the
ready
I
for the
Eagles.
want I
I
want
want
the
to
Eagles
play
Eagles
too.
them.
too. I want the
I want
Eagles
the
too for
Dallas
sure.
really badly because they last time they beat us. I want them so badly. I want to go beat them so
Oh,
badly right now in November. Like
I
whenever it
want the
comes.
Eagles. I want the Eagles the most. This team is like being
Oh, I
portrayed
hate
as
the
the
Eagles
best
the
team in
most.
football. I hate the Eagles. I always want to smash the Eagles. I want to bring that team back down to earth a little bit and show that we are the better team overall and that the Eagles, they're good, but they're not that good. So I want to smash
Dallas might beat them this week though.
I'll
Right.
They
take the
could.
Eagle. I'll take the Eagle over that team from down south any day. Sorry, I can't. I can't. I don't hate no teams, but I hate that team from down south. I hate them.
And
You
I
know what?
hate that
I
team.
hate the
I,
Hate them.
Eagles more. I hate
I
the
hate
Eagles
the
more than
Eagles
Yeah, I
Dallas.
hate
more.
the Eagles
No, I
also.
get it. I get
I
it. I
do
get
hate
it.
the
I get
Eagles.
it. For me,
It's
it's
my
that team
cousin's
from
fault
down
too, man.
south.
It's my cousin's fault. I hate the Eagles so much.
Mm.
He said, "Bro, the Giants are playing a fourth place schedule. We're going to outlast the Cowgirls and Eagles when it comes to winning our schedules. Watch. I mean, their schedules ain't too hard either. We play the same teams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spirit of the Justice
what's
Sigma. Go ahead.
Ronnie? Write your channel in the chat because I'm looking for it. I can't find it. So write it out in the chat.
Stop
hold
simping.
on. What I'll do, Miss Ronnie, is I'll make you a moderator, and you'll be able to put the link to your channel in the chat so people can follow you. So hold on. Let me make you a moderator.
Now hold on. Now it's funny because I know the Eagles and the Cowboys went out of division, but I can't help the way I grew up. I hate the 49ers more than any fucking team in sports.
That's a good point, Miz. I hate them too.
And because I grew up in an era where the
49ers.
Giants and the Niners were the biggest enemies in football.
Yep.
Man, did you see
And
the
till
way they
today,
used
I
to
still
hit
hate their
Montana?
guts.
Yeah,
Did you
Leonard
see
Marshall.
the way they used to hit Montana? Man, they used to pound Montana, bro.
Right.
That's a roughing the passer now.
Yeah.
Oh, forget about it. It's not roughing the
Oh, that's
passer.
an ejection.
Handcuffs.
That's a suspension.
Come on, you saw what they're calling now, what they called on Chris Jones and that phantom call on Grady Jarrett. You see what they're calling in terms of roughing the passer? It's ridiculous.
God forbid you even sneeze in there, Brady. If you even sneeze, you're out of the game, man.
Almighty Finesse, you're not getting DK Metcalf or Terry McLaurin.
We don't want him.
Again.
we want DJ Moore or Terrace Marshall. Those are two that we're looking for.
Spirit of the Justice Sigma, Empath. Thank you for tuning in. He says, y'all not beating the Ravens. Sorry. They said the
Welcome
same
back
thing
here
about the
whenever we beat you
Packers.
guys.
Well, guess what? We're talking about 4-1. And when you come here next week, we're going to be talking about 5-1. I think you guys don't even know that you're motivating this team every time you do that.
I love that. That's why I want the media to continue their bullshit. I think the Giants here.
Keep trashing us. We'll just keep going over there and proving you guys wrong every single week, week in and week out. We love it.
Right. Q36, I want them Cowboys again badly. Yeah, I do too. That's prime time game too. It is on Thanksgiving. I want Dallas. Eagles might not even play their starters for the last game. Hell yeah, they are because we're gonna be fighting for the division. They're gonna have to play their starters both games.
What do we got the first game for Thanksgiving or the afternoon game?
It's the
I
afternoon.
don't care if we played at midnight. I can't wait to
It
play
is
the
afternoon.
Cowboys again.
I just want to make sure I ate before the game started.
Right. He says we will win Thanksgiving Day when we play the Cowboys. For real.
Right.
Sub to Miss Rivers Page did that. Yeah, Ronnie, I made you a moderator so you can put the link to your page. Honey Badger, he says rooting for the Cowboys against the Eagles to be heard. Fuck them. Their fans are gassed right now. Right. What a reality check if the Eagles get beat by the Cowboys and we all 5-1 after 6 weeks. That would be dope.
I love that. I would love that.
I would love it too. So nobody have any room to say anything. Only one that would have a little bit of room to say things is the Cowboys. They'll be talking shit because they would have beat both of us.
I'd rather give the
Yeah, they'll be talking a lot of shit.
Me, I'd rather give the Beagles their first loss. Sorry.
And they're saying,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Rush is gonna start the game. They're saying so.
Yeah,
because they winning. If Rush was sucking it up, Dak would be
Rush
out there.
has been good. Yeah, Rush has played well.
But it's going to be funny if Dak Prescott gets in there and he loses that first game he plays. Boy, Dallas is going to be turned up. Put in Cooper Rush. Because you can't get rid of that. You know that man's cap hit is like $80-some million next year.
I mean, they're
already saying that. They're already wanting Cooper Rush to play over Dak.
I'll be honest with you. I think Cooper Rush is the best thing for him because it takes away those high expectations. He doesn't go in there and have to prove anything.
I know
he
what
goes in there and plays. Shout out to the 90 in the chat.
Got 90. That's what's up. If the Cowboys beat the Eagles with Cooper Rush, yeah, that's a whole nother type of story that's going to write itself after that.
Wow. Right now, Dak Prescott's dead cap is $108,800,000.
Jerry Jones.
Wow. Now I'm looking at Spotrac.
Yeah,
wow.
His cap hit for like the next 2 years was like 80 million and 90 million.
Crazy.
I mean, but we don't really
we
believe
got
that Cooper Rush is
92
better.
people We got 92 people looking and only 68
Get
likes.
up.
Hit that
Hit
like
the
and
like
subscribe
button.
button for
Hit
us,
that
man.
like
Hit
button,
that
man.
like
Let's
button.
get to 100.
Y'all
Get it
doing
to
my
100
boy
people in the
dirty,
chat.
man.
Yeah. Smash
Right.
that like button. You're a Ravens fan.
Exactly.
Wink and our defense are definitely going to beat the Ravens offense. True.
Damn right.
Touchdown Chef on Instagram as well. Can't wait to smack the Sheagles. Me either. Tommy, he says we beat the Titans, Green Bay, understaffed with D team players. Everyone finds excuses of why they lost to us. It's okay. We will continue dominating 12 or 13 personnel. X Factor, Saquon Barkley, run. You're damn right we're going to run.
Run, Saquon, run.
He says they wanted Chris Jones to defy gravity. Right. And not land on Carr in any type of way. That was crazy. He even braced himself to stop from putting his full body weight on Carr.
You guys
That's
talk about
crazy.
the Devontae Adams stuff too? The whole thing that happened with him after the game?
Yeah, he
They
pushed somebody.
They press charges too.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah.
Giants fans are ridiculous. Eagles way better than the Giants. And the scary part is they have 2 first-round picks next year and a quarterback who's on a rookie contract.
Yeah, you're not better coached though. You're not better
You're
coached.
definitely not better.
Stop, Mrs. Shanti. Don't y'all still have that jail in your stadium? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Carry on, Pat.
Right.
She's a Ravens fan, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a Ravens fan.
She is
Okay.
I already got her.
I'll be honest with you. I don't care how many first-round picks they have. You still got to lace
Fans
them
are
up and
better.
go on the field. That doesn't mean those first-round picks are going to be hits.
I already got you, Ronnie. I've been hiding.
They can have 13 first-round picks. I wouldn't care. The way this coaching staff is coaching, I think we can play with anybody at any given time. And wait till we get some players on the field. We're 4-1 with a way lesser roster than what those guys have.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jones is playing. We're 4-1 with me, Jeff, and Neymar as our wide receivers.
Right.
Right. Hey, Miz, that's an elite trio of wide receivers you're talking about. Come on, man. Don't dog us like that.
Maybe in high school.
It's better than that. It's better than those chumps we have. Can't get right in little hamstring. Come on.
Do you understand the receivers we have out there on the field? The scary part is we're 4-1 with the roster we have now.
Exactly.
Just imagine if we had A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and all those guys out there.
Oh, it's
we might be the scariest team out there.
Yep.
I got a question. Do the Cowboys and Eagles play the Ravens and Green Bay later this year?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think
That's
they do.
because
I think
of
they play.
Those teams were. Wait a minute. The Green Bay.
You gotta look into that because
no, they play Green Bay.
They play Green Bay.
They play Green Bay.
They don't play the AFC North Ravens. They don't play the Ravens. They play
the Ravens,
everybody in the NFC North though.
The Ravens were last in their division.
So we're the only one who played the Ravens?
Yeah, because we were both last in our.
We were both last. Yep.
Yeah, last in our division last year.
But they get everybody in the NFC North like we do.
And I promise you, I think both those teams. It'd be funny if the Packers beat both of them. It could happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Eric Dixon says we got to look at the rest of this year as game-by-game proposition.
Absolutely.
We cannot get in front of the conference record to assure a spot in the postseason. Thoughts? Yeah, you take it game by game. Coach said it's the best. Take it game by game.
We played Green Bay and we beat them in London. Let me tell you something, man. You go to Green Bay in December, it's a different story. And the Jets are going to Green Bay this weekend. They're walking into it at the wrong time. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
Telling you.
And then everybody will say Green Bay is back after they destroy the Jets. It'd be funny if the Jets go there and beat them.
Jets are confident right now. Jets are real confident right now.
And Green Bay's not looked that good, so I think the Jets could beat them. Jets are riding high as well.
I mean, it's going to be a different game in Lambeau, and they're coming off of a loss, so, it's going to – but the Jets can score points. So.
And they have a decent defense. They do have a decent defense.
Yep.
So
they have a nice defense, as a matter
of
fact. They got talent over there if they're being coached.
They got a nice offense, too. Their offense is really good, especially with the running back duo they got with Breece Hall and Michael Carter. That is a damn good running back.
Their receivers are good.
Receivers,
tight ends. Corey Davis. and
Yeah.
Elijah Moore with Braxton Berrios too. Their tight ends are good too, and their
They
offensive
they
Yeah,
just
they got
line.
waiting on
Jeremy
Zach
Rucker.
Wilson. They waiting
Yeah.
on Zach Wilson to mature.
That's exactly it.
Roy
That's really it.
Williams, appreciate it, bro. He says, love the
Hopefully he can.
broadcast, fellas. Perfect timing for an old head who works second shift. Thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
NYB, he says, you notice when we win, ESPN and them don't show shit but a clip. But when we're losing, they will have the whole segments on how bad we were and our coaches and blah. Bro, I
That's a
love
fact.
seeing their faces. Me too, bro,
Mhm.
That's a fact. Yep.
Negative.
when we win. Tommy, he says, honestly, I know the outside noise doesn't exist in the building. Look at our poise, the whole team cold as ice, even bench warmers. We have no bench warmers. Everyone stay ready. It shows no hesitation. It does. They have everybody ready to play.
Good point.
Honey Badger says that's exactly what's going to happen. Dak losing first game back. Cowboys fans going to be sick, right?
Yep.
That whole situation is going to be funny because you can't get rid of that. He says, bro, I love how our coaches and players are melding. It's effing great. It is.
Yep.
I mean, Cooper Rush is playing with no expectations, bro. He's just out there playing,
House
and they're
money.
running the ball. That's
College
what the
good.
Cowboys do best. They run the ball.
Yeah, it's
And their
different when you're
defense is
playing with
elite.
house money.
And their defense is elite right now, the way they're playing.
Right, they
Yep.
playing. It's not like Cooper Rush is killing it out there. Shit, he's not killing it. He's just
He got nothing to lose.
right,
Well,
and their
Micah
defense is
Parsons
probably the
played
best in
great.
the league right now.
Micah Parsons has been
Cooper Rush
unbelievable
is
so far this
perfect
year.
for that team.
Yeah, Cooper Rush is trying to secure that clipboard bag, man. He can hold
Exactly.
that clipboard for a long time.
Yep, get $20 million to hold a clipboard. That's what
Yep.
he fitted. He's already done that.
One of the
Durant,
best jobs in America is a backup
Right.
I
quarterback.
agree, Duran. I agree, Duran, with this comment. 100%.
Yeah, they got that one trophy. You can't tell them nothing now.
No.
Well, so what? We could just say bling, 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 bling.
Right.
Yeah, we got 4-1.
NYB says when I was stationed at Fort Hood, I had to deal with Cowgirls fans nonstop. But we were smashing them at that time, so they were butthurt for real.
Yeah.
Eric Dixon says we had the best conference record in the event. We don't have the best overall record. Let me say this. If we want the job done this year to win the NFC East, we're going to have to do it ourselves. I believe we're going to have to win every last division game and go 5-1 in the division in order to win this division, because I don't see too many teams beating the Cowboys or the Eagles this year with our schedules, to be honest with you. Now, one thing is one. This game here, if it's not a good game and somebody gets blown out, somebody will be exposed, and then that team might go down. So who knows? But if it's a real good game like how the Cowboys and Giants were, all three of these teams are going to be legit going all the way through this season. And you might have a 12, 11, 10 win NFC East this year, whoever has the better conference record.
Mm-hmm.
But first things first, we're going to have to sweep the Commanders.
That's a fact.
We have to
We can't look past them either.
You can't look past them, but we're going to have to sweep the Commanders to have a chance at the NFC East this year.
Absolutely.
Because I believe the Cowboys and the Eagles are going to sweep the Commanders because they both beat them once. Yeah. And I don't see the Commanders beating them. So we got to sweep the Commanders. We got to beat Dallas the second game. And we got to beat the Eagles at least once.
Yep.
So
to win the last game of the season, do we play them in Philly or are they at MetLife?
In Philly.
In Philly.
Okay. Well, we have to find a way to beat them in Philly. It has to come to eventually a time where we go down there to that stadium and we beat them in Philly. And not have like all these odd things always happen to us whenever we play in that stadium. The oddest things happen to us every time. No, I'm actually closer to MetLife, if anything.
No, that's right. That's right. We had talked about it before.
He said pressing charges was smarter. Devontae Adams pushed me. I'm hollering. Right. He said, you know what I just realized? Yeah, he's going to get a couple of racks out of that.
Oh, yeah. I'd be pissed off at my head coach. My head coach called the stupidest play call out there on that last play where you have the two receivers running into each other on that last play call when he should just ran the football on 4th and 1.
No, I don't blame that guy. I'll be honest with you. If Devontae pushed me, I would have a seizure. Tell you, no, no.
Look how you
You'd be
said that so
stupid if you don't.
calmly too.
You'd be stupid if you don't, man. That's $1 million waiting for you.
Right. You know what I just realized? This regime believes Wandale can be a guy that gives you 100 yards a game. That's why they snagged him in the second round. Maybe
I
if he
think
destroys
so.
the slot the way they get those receivers on the outside, you have to respect. Maybe he could.
Pat, I really believe that that's the one guy they're waiting for to get back in this offense is Wandale. I think that's the one guy that might be able to generate some more in the passing game is when Robinson's back out there. I think they have a plan for him when he's healthy on the field.
Yeah, I still don't know how he hurt himself.
It was on that catch. I guess he got hit.
I know, but I was looking at it, even the way he fell and got rolled over a little bit. I just didn't see it. Looked
How did Kenny Galladay get hurt? What the hell how did he hurt his MCL?
He got hit on a block. No, he got on a block and dude fell into his knee.
What was it when he threw that good block? Was it that block?
He got
there was
one
play downfield. Oh, okay.
Hey, Jesus, I put the link in the chat. Hey, Jesus, hold on.
He's never going to block again now. He done got hurt blocking.
No, he's just going to stand out there and look useless.
He's just going to get in the way.
You think he's going to come back and get any playing time?
Yeah, he'll come back.
It depends, because if Slayton light it up again, he going to get buried even further on the bench.
And then Marcus Johnson looked good down there on the field, too. He actually played pretty well in his limited
Yeah, I
snaps.
like
He actually
him.
had the most snaps. He outsnapped all the other wide receivers in that game, so it obviously looks like they like him and what his skill set can bring to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever works.
That's the
Absolutely.
I saw Tony on the milk carton. He looked good too this morning in the deli when I was having
I love when Miss talks about Tony. It's just funny as hell.
Scotty, you have a good night, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Eric C. What's going on, Seabrook?
I was talking to him as I was pouring some milk into my cereal bowl. I was like, hey, how's the man feeling?
Was it low-fat milk? Or was it skim milk when he did that?
What's going on, Jesus?
What's
Hey,
up, man?
Jesus.
What's going on?
So, Jesus.
Welcome to the
Back
panel.
to the panel.
Not gonna
My
lie.
time?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not gonna lie. I've been watching you guys since I want to say when we started the last off season, or maybe even the last part of the season.
Yeah, you've been watching this for a minute.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. You guys are like the best content creators that spread the positivity
Thank you.
about how the Giants are going to be better because of the coaching staff and what they've done. And this season, it's proven what they've done.
Right. We were the only one saying that. All that stuff that's happening, we were saying that before the season even started.
I feel the same way as Jesus.
Coaching.
Yep.
I share the same sentiments.
Eric Seabrook, he says, F all that. Talk about the bag Lieutenant Dan is about to get. He's throwing two wide open cadavers. Let's go, Lieutenant. Hey, if Lieutenant Dan gets another contract, the media and his fan base are gonna shit themselves. What can you say about Daniel Jones if he takes the Giants to the playoffs and just fucking say he gets a playoff victory and gets a contract? What are you gonna say about that? I think that
shuts him up. I think it shuts him up.
Pat, you can't say anything about it.
Pat,
I think that shuts him up. A playoff berth will shut people up.
They're not gonna shut up. They're still gonna talk.
Yeah, they'll still talk. But Pat, you missed it yesterday. The first time my friends kept saying Daniel Jones is not good, and I convinced my friends that Daniel Jones is good, and they actually agreed with me. They were like, "Yeah, we agree with you. Daniel Jones is the best." I'm like, "Wow, I just convinced you guys that Daniel Jones is the best," because they told me that they did not like him, and I'm like, watch me convince you guys, and I convinced them, and they got on board with me.
He was playing on a bad ankle the whole time. He's playing out there with one ankle with a busted hand and arm. Come on.
You just said you convinced your friends to like him. They didn't when they don't like somebody, they just expect him not to be good because they don't like him.
Thank
now
you for saying we're delusional.
Good. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Williams. What team you are? Hopefully you put it in the chat, Mr. Michael Williams. You said
he looked like a Dallas fan to me.
Yeah,
right.
He does.
He looked like Dallas.
That might be his son on the picture. Eric Dixon
couldn't tell it
says,
was small.
I think Wade did
I
a good
was
job. Did a job on Green Bay and Rodgers. That shit is on tape. Green Bay will have to adjust.
oh sorry.
I'm curious
Pat.
though. I want to know if he was a Dallas fan though. So please comment.
Right.
Wow.
Go ahead,
I was
man.
speaking earlier to somebody. I was talking to someone earlier on a serious note that because everybody's always like, oh, who's gonna keep? Is it gonna be Jones or Barkley? Yo, I don't think people realize this. Jones and Barkley are now an item. They are a
Yep.
pair. These two gotta be together because if you take away Barkley from Jones, he's not gonna be the same quarterback. So that's why I think they're both going to be here because they have now become one. They are an item.
Right.
And a lot of people
Eminence.
don't look at it that
Fair,
way.
yeah.
Interesting.
Eminence, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. Eminence Finance Community. He says, I'm a Jets fan. I hope the Giants kick the Ravens' ass. I can't stand the Ravens. Used to live in Maryland, and their fans talk mad shit about New York.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
He's not the first person I heard say that too.
Yeah.
Right. Neezy, what's going on, Neezy? Thank you for tuning in. We feeling good going against the Ravens. 5-1, baby. I promise you we are.
Yep.
And he says we beat the Packers, and we didn't even have Leo. You're damn right we didn't have Leo, but we're going to have Leo this upcoming
Or
week.
Z's.
Or Aziz, that's right.
And Dory
And
left
they're
too. Dory
they
was
both
out too the
practiced
second
today.
half.
And we lost to Dory. You're right.
Did you guys see the
And-
thing in the private chat that Coach put in?
Hold on.
That's all right.
I'm reading it
So I
right
don't think
now.
we're going to have a Dory this week, Pat. So I don't know who's going to play corner, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a Dory.
Oh, you got to be kidding
He
me.
was-
No, Dory Jackson's not even on the. Was he limited?
Yeah, I think he was
He'll-
limited
he'll
to
play.
that.
Limited.
Oh, you
He'll
got to
play.
be kidding me.
They said
Well,
he
he
was
got
fine,
a
though.
neck and a knee, right? It's a neck and a knee.
Yeah,
It was
he's
just
not gonna- if he has a neck and a knee, he's not going to play. I'm telling you.
And even if he doesn't, I still think we go out there and ball.
And you know, Darnay Holmes got a private. So
I can't believe that still happened last week.
Yeah,
but I
that
guess
was
you can
weird,
play with
man.
that. So.
That was really weird.
No, we need to have
Giants-
Holmes on the field. If Adory's not playing, we need to have Holmes.
If y'all didn't read that list I put in there, just look at number 8. Just all I'm going to say, that's why I keep laughing. Just look at number 8.
Hey, did
Oh, yeah,
anybody
well,
check on
Are you
What?
serious?
punter? Our
What
punter and
said
his paperwork?
he said he should be back. He said I saw the press conference. He said he should be back by tomorrow.
It's crazy, right? His paperwork ain't straight.
Well, they
He
said
went
they
over
were
there and they kept him.
no, they were expecting that. They were expecting
Okay.
that.
Okay.
He's supposed to be back tonight. They said he
Yeah.
might be back tonight. He was flying already
Oh,
back.
They
he's
said he's
that
already back.
guy's-
I hope so.
People laugh. They don't talk about our kicking game. That guy is a weapon.
This listen is so
And
good.
Gano's automatic.
Wow.
Yep, you saw it, Pat?
That's why I keep laughing.
Yeah.
That's why I keep
Oh,
laughing.
shoot.
It's just wow. Look at the list. How bad this is. Look at number 10.
Exactly.
Actually, look at 12. 12 of all numbers. 12. 13.
What the hell?
13. Yep.
Oh my God. 15.
that
What the hell is this?
No,
Yeah,
16.
listen.
What's that? What are you talking about?
Oh my, look. Oh
They
my
talking
God.
about the best
I'm gone.
quarterbacks.
Listen,
I'm
and this
gone.
is on the NFL.com site too.
Go in the private chat, Miz.
Hey, thank you, Mitch. Appreciate
coming
it, bro.
from this
Alex,
draft?
Big Blue in the Bronx, what's going on?
Mhm.
Yeah, Moreau is fine. He's not even on the injury list. And Adoree Jackson, they said he should be okay to play. So I'm not worried. We're gonna have Moreau and Adoree Jackson playing. So
Holmes needs that quad to be rubbed again.
That speaks about the hate. The hate is real.
Yeah, I see it. Gino?
Oh.
he says that game against the Packers is misleading.
He said that's so common.
Yeah, I know.
David Rose, he says that game against the Packers is misleading. The Packers aren't the same offense. A-Rod isn't as mobile as Lamar, and the Giants fans and football fan, we need to be cautious. They told us to be cautious against the Packers. We came back from 17-3. So
exactly,
I'm not.
but you know, the
I-
Packers stink, man, so.
yeah, now all of a sudden the Packers are not the same when we play them and beat them. But everybody's saying the
I mean-
Packers will still that team at 3-1 until they
Oh.
lose to us.
Hopefully they don't take it as disrespect. We're not disrespecting the Ravens at all. I mean,
No.
Right.
we respecting that team. It's just we feel good about our team.
Our team
That's
for
it.
once.
That's
Yep.
it.
No, screw the Ravens. I don't care if we disrespected them. You come in our house, you're not getting the old Giants. You can get a punch in the face this week.
Hey, you
Hey,
know
you know
what?
the one
Hey,
thing that
shout
makes
out
us
to
successful?
101 in the chat. Let's
There
go.
you go.
That's what's up.
There you
But
go.
Miz is right, man.
Hit that like
hey,
button.
look.
Stop with
Giants
that
fans
baby
got to
shit, yo. We're
get
for
back
real.
to being Giants fans, bro. I'm tired of all this timid shit every week. Oh,
Yeah.
we got to be cautious to this. While everybody disses us and trash us when we come to their stadium.
Fuck them. We're gonna kick your ass, Baltimore. We're taking you guys
Yeah,
down
why not?
this
Pat,
Sunday.
it's coming. It's coming, Pat.
I always say the same thing.
What is that?
Don't we play the Bucks this year?
I always say the same thing.
Yeah, no, come on, man. We gotta have some confidence. We have a real good
Fear no
defense,
one.
very physical defense, man.
Right.
And you could accuse me. I include myself. I did it last week. I doubted us. I thought Green Bay was gonna win, so I'm included in that. Enough with that shit.
I did
Fear
too.
no
No
one.
more.
I fear no one. No one. You fear no one. Respect everyone. You have a great opportunity to win. Simple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do we play the
Listen, man, the Ravens are a good team, but yo, the Ravens defense is not that Ravens defense anymore.
No.
It's
Their
not.
pass
Exactly.
defense is awful. Their pass defense
Exactly.
gives up big yardage and they're over aggressive on the outside. You can try to pull off a move and make them commit illegal contact and personal fouls on the outside or
Well,
pass
don't tell the
interference.
Ravens fans that though.
Defensively, offensively, defensively, if you pay attention to what the Ravens like to do, they give away everything they do. Quarterback power, they always pull the backside, they do the zone read away, and they pull the backside guard around. You just got to be physical. That guard who's pulling around, you crack him right up under his chin. That takes away his aggressiveness, and then Lamar doesn't have the alley to get up inside and make a run. And like we talked about before, and I said it before, be physical with him and attack his top shoulder and keep him inside the pocket. And we get good push up front. Everyone stays and plays true gap discipline. He can't really do too much. He can't. He'll go off balance. Go ahead, Pat.
And if Leo is back and Big Sexy Dexy in there in the middle, I have no worries about push up the middle.
I still can't call Dexter.
Lawrence is taking it to another level this year. I don't know what the hell got into Dexter Lawrence this year, but he is playing like an all-pro.
Wink did. They gave him that swag. Wink, that's Wink right there, man.
Wink's giving that whole defense their swag back. That entire defense is playing with a new swag because of Wink Martindale.
Come on, where's all the people?
Speaking of the defense,
people wanted to cut Dexter last year? Raise your hands. Where are you guys? I don't remember who exactly it was. Who wanted to get rid of this guy? This guy is a beast.
I was waiting for him to change positions. I always thought he was in the wrong position in Patrick Graham's system. But did y'all see? I think it was on Twitter. I can't remember who posted it, but the way these guys are studying film on defense, and it was a gesture that Aaron Rodgers made when he checked into a run play, and they read the keys and they was on it right away. Did anybody see that clip?
Yeah.
Somebody said that they hit their pads when they
Aaron Rodgers did something. It was like a helmet tap or something like that, and they saw it right away. And I think it was Tate Crowder, and the communication was fantastic. They knew exactly what to do.
Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is
You want to know how I know the whole team knew what to do? Because even if Rodgers gets that pass off, I think it's deflected by that DB because he was all over it.
Did you see? Sorry, go ahead, Pat. Finish.
No, I'm just saying that DB was all over it. He read it too. But go ahead.
Yeah, great
there was a
communication.
play they showed on film. There was a play where they lined up both tackles on the same side. That was the play they ran. Barkley as a wildcat the other way. So they moved the tackle over. I think it was Neal. They moved Neal over next to Thomas on the right side.
I know what you're talking about.
Did you see what Thomas? I think Thomas was a step backwards from Neal, like about 6 inches behind him. And what he did was, because they couldn't hear, because it was a predominantly very loud Green Bay fan base. They said the place was so loud. So what he did was the tackle would put his hand on the other tackle's leg. When he moved, he knew he had to move. See what I'm saying? Because they couldn't hear the snap count.
That's good coaching.
Yeah, that's
That's
real
good
good
coaching. Yeah.
Shout
That's
out to
also
Andrew
that.
Goldberg in the chat. He says Giants are projected to have 61.1 million in cap this coming off season. Add
Uh,
14.5 million of that with the cut of Galladay.
yeah.
They have around 75 million. Go ahead, coach.
No. You're fine. You're
Oh, I
fine.
thought you were saying something.
One other thing, man.
4110 Chris.
When you
Guess
put
you're a Ravens fan. He says Ravens 42, Giants 10. Never. But go ahead, man.
yeah, I
Disagree.
doubt it.
Giants 34
Maybe 3 years
and
ago.
Ravens, I don't
Maybe
know, like
last year,
23.
not this year. Maybe last year.
Yeah,
But you know
not,
what?
not not this year.
When you put Leo back on this line this Sunday, I'm thinking he's gonna be back. Let me tell you, I promise you, you're gonna see Kayvon Tibbs is gonna be free a lot more this game.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can see
Yep.
that.
More
And
holding
Jalen
calls too.
Smith. Jalen Smith is doing an excellent job since we brought him in the middle of
Right.
that defense.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Smith has been an excellent addition. He's helped
Yep.
out Crowder too. It seems those two have a good chemistry playing in the middle of that linebacker position. He seems like he just has better Crowder. I think Coach and we talked about this that Crowder just seems to have. He seems to be a guy that can't be the primary person in the middle of that defense in the linebacker position. But when you have Jalen
Yep.
Smith controlling most of the play as that primary guy, and Crowder can play off of him, that's where Crowder is going to excel the most. And the two of them just seem like they know where one another is in the middle of that defense. It's helping the both of them out because they have really, really good chemistry at that linebacker position, more than Crowder did with Calitro or even with McFadden. So that Jalen Smith addition was such a major addition to this defense for the New York Giants. It's paying
I
big
agree with that.
dividends.
I agree with that too.
Just lets Crowder play free. He doesn't have to think.
Exactly.
He just has to react. That's it. He doesn't have to tell
Yep.
someone what they're doing or anything and get distracted. He just has to read his keys and fly and be free. That's it. And that's when good players really can perform, is when they don't have to think. They just react and go. And that's what you're getting with Crowder. When you have players next to him who really can take control and let him just be the free bird, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
And
Julian
also,
Love has been great
just
too.
to add to that, Pat, you bring in Jalen Smith, and now Landon Collins is going to bring the same thing. Yo, they bring a nasty attitude, a character to this defense that we haven't had in years.
Yep.
Truth.
You know what I'm saying? Like they are hitting people hard, and they talking shit and letting them know about it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I didn't know Dexter Lawrence was such a shit talker. Well, let me answer this for real. Let me answer this question real quick. I was subject, Big Pat. What is the name on the opening song on Giants for Access? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I got really good fans, and somebody created that for me because they said they loved the show, and they created that intro for me. And I was like, I'm gonna play it on every video. Thank you for your support. So I do not know the name of the song. I really don't know the name of a lot of songs coming out right now. But I do appreciate the artwork and everything that particular person did for me, and I appreciate it. If you're watching, know that you're very appreciated, and thank you for creating that for me. That was dope.
Yep.
Eric Dixon says, "Wink raise Lamar Jackson. Get ready." Man, that's tough. 3 words for this week versus the Ravens: tackling, speed, gap discipline. Yep.
Good job, Alex. Good point.
Michael Williams says Lamar Jackson running for 150, and they're still going to lose. Realistically, how many points to the Giant? How many points do the Giants have to score to win? 24. I'll say 20 to 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell is wrong with this Frank guy? This Frank guy is really miserable, man. What's wrong with him?
What did he say now in the chat?
Yeah, what did Frank say now?
He's calling people the G word and everything, man. Nobody's paying you attention, bro. Just chill out.
Frank, calm down, bro.
Yeah, thank you for the
Frank,
view.
go away. No, I'm joking.
Need some counseling.
You know what I really love about this defense right now, too? I think our safety play has been really strong so far this year. Between Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, and Dane Belton, and then we have Tony Jefferson in there, too. I think our safety play is becoming a strength on this defense as well. Julian Love has played really well so far this year. Xavier McKinney, he's turning himself into that Pro Bowler safety at the play. And then Belton, playing in the back end. It feels like we have that 3 safety combination that we had years ago when we had Kenny Phillips, Antrell Roll, and Deion Grant. That's like it feels like we're having that revitalization of that 3 safety defense we played years ago, and it's working out really well for this defense so far.
Hey, thank you, Neil Beetle. We're gonna talk about one last thing before we get out of here. I want to talk about the surprise that's going to happen this offseason for the New York Giants. Me and Miz and the Big Blue Crew, we speak about this often, but since we got so many people in the chat and everybody's talking about the cap room we gonna have, who we gonna sign, the New York Giants are going to sign their own this offseason. And the reason why I say that is because this regime believes in drafting and signing their own. You got to think about this. Dexter Lawrence is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Thomas is coming up. Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones,
DJ.
Xavier
Julian
McKinney,
Julian Love,
DJ.
They're going to have to re-sign Jahad Ward back.
Tate Crowder.
O'Shane
Tate
Ximines.
Crowder. Yeah, O'Shane Ximines. A lot of those players are going to have to come back because I don't think you want to break this team up, especially if they make the playoffs. That just shows you that you just need a couple more pieces to put you over the top.
Yep.
So I don't believe that they're going to let all these people get to the very last year of their contract and have to shell out about $140 million in cap dollars in 1 year. The main people that you sign now is Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas. You don't let Andrew Thomas get to that last year of his contract because Andrew Thomas, by the time the media dollars and everything kick in, Andrew Thomas is going to be worth $35 to $37 million a year because quarterbacks
absolutely
close to 55 and the left tackle protects them. So he's going to make close to what they're making. And he is going to deserve to be the highest paid left tackle in the league. So pay him his 28 to 30 million down now and make him the highest left tackle in the league right now. That's just good business. Dexter Lawrence. What do you think he's going to command after this year when he becomes an All-Pro? He's going to command around in the neighborhood of what freaking Aaron Donald is getting over there with the Rams, around $30 million.
At some point,
It's
we're
just
going to
the
have
way
to
the market is.
we're going to have to keep our defensive tackles because we've always given up our defensive tackles like Dalvin Tomlinson and Linville Joseph. Like we've given up too many. We've given up too many defensive tackles. I don't think we should give up any more.
And Wink
I think we
Martindale
should-
loves Dexter Lawrence.
You love Dexter. You let Dexter Lawrence walk out this building. It's going to be a travesty. I believe that will be the worst out of all the defensive tackles we let go.
Hey Pat, we got the bread now. Next year we definitely got the bread.
Yeah, we're gonna have $77 million, but if you sign your own, that $77 million is gonna go down to about 13 real quick.
Draft very well.
Don't forget you have money for your draft picks as well as for cost of doing business in case of anything during the season. So, and that's about $25 million.
Right. I don't think this organization is a team that likes to backload contracts.
No. Learn from the Galladay contract. Learn from that. Don't backload.
I mean, when you look at it, you got you figure you have Dexter for this year and then his 5th-year option next year. So you don't have to pay him this offseason. You know, you can try to set up an arrangement where you can get him his money, the following year. But like McKinney and Andrew Thomas, those are 2 contracts that definitely have to happen this year. Of course, Saquon Barkley. Then whatever you plan to do with Daniel Jones.
Andrew Thomas.
What would you guys give DJ if he actually succeeds? Would you just franchise tag him? Or
hold on, guys. Let me get to this chat because I see a lot of new people in the chat. David Rose, we will give you a score prediction before we head off. Darth Motax, Ravens 30, Giants 17. Flip that. That's going to be the score. That's my prediction. Giants 30, Ravens 17. JC NYC, thank you for tuning in to the channel. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. You too, Darth Motax. He says, where you see Landon Collins playing this Sunday, he'll be a good spy. Everybody say he's a good spy. I don't think he's a good spy on Lamar Jackson, but he would play middle linebacker for us.
Yep.
K Business Podcast. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says Ravens 34, Giants 12. Flip that.
Who the Ravens? Who did the Ravens play this
34
weekend?
Giants.
Who did they just play on
The
Sunday? Who did they
Bengals.
just play?
The
Bengals.
And they scored how much?
1917.
19,
Yeah,
17.
okay. Yeah. They're not putting 34 up on us. Come on now.
Fun fact: Giants won Super Bowl in every decade since the '80s. I've been said that. We're the only team that's won a Super Bowl every decade since the '80s. I've been
It's
said
not going to
that.
change. It's not going to change this decade too.
Right.
Man, this dude, do you know that you've created 5 channels just this live stream? And we've ignored all 5 of your channels?
Bro, come on. Seriously?
Hey, I gotta give it to you, bro. You dedicated. They say fail once, try again.
You know what? But just imagine your life revolves around jumping on YouTube and putting comments on here, like
hating people.
Sad.
Seriously, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get people when they do that.
He's trolling. I mean, he's a troll. That's what trolls do.
I know. I know.
Tell him to crawl back under that bridge.
Hey, when you get in a whole lot of trolls, you're doing something right. That's all I gotta say.
Hey,
it's a cold bridge waiting for him when he get off the internet.
He says Ravens 100, Giants 0.
Flip it. Flip it.
You know what though? They'll be right here. Hopefully.
Right.
Exactly. Giving views.
Sunday afternoon.
Wait a minute. What's Darnay?
Thank you.
Just make sure they show up.
Darnay,
make sure they show up for that.
This year. I think he was 2019. He was drafted. It was a 20.
That's what I'm trying to look at right now.
He said, as a Ravens fan, we don't claim Tommy.
That's the comment of the night right there.
Oh man, Tommy, Frank, Dank, whatever the hell your name is, man. You having a tough one. You having a real bad one tonight, brother.
Next time, tell Tommy to put it in the super chat.
Right.
Super chat it, bro.
We acknowledge you real good if you put it in the super chat.
Yeah.
All the troll comments, just add a super chat with it.
We have answered this, but I will answer this for you, Mr. David Rose, just in case you missed it. I'll say based on we making the playoffs, we franchise Daniel Jones and we give Saquon Barkley, I believe he will be the highest paid running back in the league.
I say Saquon is definitely back. Saquon is definitely back, and then like I said, we'll see what happens with DJ. I think if we continue to win and he plays the way that he plays, I think that the number that we sign him back to is going to be very, very friendly to us because it's not going to be $30-40 million because the stats won't, justify a deal like that. We'll see what happens. Man. But Saquon definitely.
I got a hot take. I think we might bring back Darius Slayton. If he keeps playing the way he is, why not bring back Darius Slayton on and
that helps the receiver corps tremendously because if you put a number 1 receiver out there with Slayton, you got a problem.
Absolutely.
We definitely got enough bread for Slayton.
And if Jones is there, you think he's going to want Slayton there too with the rapport those two have got? You know he's going to want Slayton back. So
you can get Slayton for like a 2-year deal, 2 years, 3-year deal. Maybe
it won't cost a lot.
Maybe average about $6 to $7 million a season, probably. Yeah.
But I will say this: I did plan on this stream going almost 3 hours, but I had 100 people in the chat, so I had to give the people a show. But I'm a little tired right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get everybody's score prediction. Hey, there we go. Tender, hot, best, adult dating. About time you came in, bro.
They showed up about 2 hours late.
Now it's on.
Now I believe Tommy Dank is that person. I think we found who the adult dating person is, folks. It might be Tommy.
Tommy's a bot.
It might be Tommy Dank or Frank Dank the second or Tommy Dank the third or Frank Dank third, Frank Dank Jr. Senior.
6 account is on the way.
Right.
He done ran out of email addresses.
10, 30.
Man, and used up all his email addresses to troll.
Right. But I'm gonna get you guys scoring predictions. I'm gonna start with Coach, and then I'm gonna go from right to left. So, Coach, give me a score prediction for the game before Frank Dank creates another email.
We're gonna win between 1 and 100 points.
There you go.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, that is true, Coach.
All right, Biz. What you got for me, Biz?
I'm gonna go 23-21 Giants.
Gano with a field goal at the end, and another game-winning drive by Daniel Jones.
That's what I see.
Nimmer, what you got for
30.
me, Nimmer?
All right, actually, I'm going to be realistic this time. Probably like 24 or 20.
24,
I was going to go 30, but then I thought it was too high.
Okay. Hey, we got Tommy for Tommy, a part of Big Blue Crew. He says Giants 24, Ravens 16. Gotcha.
See, I'm
Dash,
close to
what
Tommy.
you got for me?
I got 24-19.
Okay. Jeffy, what you got for me, Jeffy?
Man, you guys are scoring too low. I think this is going to be the first time we're going to be going over 30 points because of that over-aggressive defense. I got the Giants 35 and the Ravens 24.
Wow, 35 points for the Giants this year.
We're gonna get it eventually, Pat. And this defense has given up a lot of passing yardage. This could be the week that we see that offense start to flourish. Especially if we get Wandale back.
Yeah, if ever is a week to put up a lot of pass yards, it's this one. Seuss, what you got for us, Seuss?
Giants 24, Ravens 17.
Let's
Yeah, it
go.
is.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We got a clean
I
sweep.
will say this. We put up 35 points. The Daniel Jones haters are going to piss themselves. But
I agree with you. I agree.
Good, but
I agree.
I'm going to say this. Y'all might call me crazy.
You're crazy.
But I got the Giants beating the Ravens 28-3.
Really?
That's not.
Okay.
That's actually not.
Let me tell you.
Really, the reason why I say this, the Ravens are due for a real bad game, and I think they're coming off a win where they barely escaped by. And if we confuse Lamar Jackson the way I believe we can confuse Lamar Jackson, and yes, we do get our first interception this week, Big Blue in the Bronx, Alex.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we can confuse this team enough to where we can hold them to under 10 points.
3 points, Pat.
Watch what I tell you.
Oh boy, Justin
Watch what I
Tucker
tell you.
alone is good for 6.
Watch what I tell you. I think this defense keeps on a roll after shutting the Packers out in that second half. They learned a lot of things in that game, man.
Yep.
Hey Pat,
And if we take a go ahead, Dash.
we beat the Ravens 28-3. You're gonna need a leash for me. This is gonna get ugly.
But we took away Green Bay's short passing game because that's what they tried to do to us the whole game. And if we take away your short passing game, what are you going to do to us?
Yep.
And the only receivers the Ravens have is Duvernay and what's his name?
Bateman?
Mark
Bateman's
Andrews.
not even playing.
Yeah,
Mark
Andrews.
Andrews.
And isn't there other tight end, Isaiah Likely?
Yeah, like he's coming along. He's
So
doing all right. They got a third. Don't they got a third tight end
Well,
too?
if we win 28-3, Pat, I'm gonna get arrested, so you're not gonna see me on the
Well, I
stage.
think every one of the Big Blue Crew is going to get arrested. We're all going to be on.
Watch what I tell you.
Yep.
I may be completely wrong, but 28-3 is my score, man. I think they come off that high. Hold on, Nema.
Alrighty.
I think they come off that game against the Packers, shutting out Aaron Rodgers in that second half.
Yeah.
And it's just something. It's just something about this game where I think we can confuse Lamar Jackson, extremely confuse him in this game.
Yep.
And cause their offense not to be able to move the ball.
The only running game they have is Lamar Jackson. They're running. I'm
not scared of Dobbins, and most of their run plays come up the middle, or you try to get to the outside. And Kayvon Thibodeau has proven that you're not going to run to the outside all day against him.
Yeah, somebody get Leo back in the middle. When Leo's back in the middle, that run defense is going to change because Leo will make that run defense a hell of a lot better, and that's the one thing that we've been missing. With Leo and Dexter in the middle of that defense, teams are not going to be able to run on us like they were previously when Leo was out. So that just getting Williams back is going to be such a boost, not only in the run game but also in the pass rush too.
Because the Ravens pass game is based off you having to come up to stop their run game. And if we don't have to worry about that run game, we stop that short passing game like we did against the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the Ravens moving the ball extremely well against us. And if we're holding them to 3-and-outs the way I think that we can do, or holding them to very short drives, I think this offense can put up points on this defense.
I want to see, because I'm looking at it now and I forgot about it.
Yo,
Tyler
somebody
Linderbaum.
get this guy a girlfriend or a woman, man. He looks lonely, like he
You
just
did
Right.
it.
he's a
Oh, is he
bored
on number
person.
6 now? Another account created?
Yo, get yourself a girl, man, or something.
I
Whatever
missed.
you
I can't
All
even
prefer.
see
right.
it.
All right. I want to see Tyler Linderbaum against Dexter Lawrence.
That's
I
fair.
forgot they
Yeah,
had the
Yeah.
rookie
Linderbaum
at
is
the
dominating the
at the
league right
center.
now.
And Zeitler,
Yeah.
too.
I think
Hmm.
right now, already Linderbaum's the best center in the NFL.
I still want to see what he can do against Dexter. I just want to
I want
see.
to see, and especially if Leo is playing too.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
want to see what they
I
do against
forgot
both
all
those
about it.
guys.
Yeah,
So that's a matchup we're waiting to see because a lot of us wanted Linderbaum on this team. I
Hmm.
know I was one of them. So we'll see exactly what he does against Big Sexy Dex.
Pat, I
But
think before
go
you
ahead,
go,
Neman.
go ahead. I,
Go ahead, Neman.
I think Mike Kafka's got another trick of bags in the jar for Daniel Bellinger for the Ravens game.
I'm telling you right now,
um,
if Wandell plays in this game, that's the guy on offense that this Ravens team should look out for because I think Wandell is going to be that guy that Kafka has been waiting to get in this offense. And I think he has some plays designed especially for Wandell Robinson when he gets in this game for the Giants. So watch out for him.
I want to
Movement.
say this before we get off. Anu, you better
Pause.
stop. You better take
Pause.
that. You better take that bet away. You're betting
Stop. I did
$100
that
on
already. Don't do
Kenny
it.
Galladay for first TD. He's not even playing.
Don't do it,
So
bro.
you automatically lose.
I take
I
that.
learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. Don't do it, New.
I
Don't
take
do
that
it.
bet. I take that bet.
I actually want the cow. Well,
I
I
want
actually
the
just want to see
Cowboys
a
to
good
win.
game. I want to see a good
Mm-hmm.
game. That's all I want to see. I want to see a good game.
One little prediction, Pat, before
I
we
want
get
the
off.
Cowboys to beat the Eagles. I'm gonna just say it.
Yeah, I want the Cowboys to beat the Eagles also.
I'll
Yeah,
make one little prediction. Keep an eye on the Giants. Special teams. I say they pull something out of a hat this week. It could be a fake punt or a trick or something.
Yeah.
I could see it. That's a good idea, Miz. I could definitely see them doing something like that on special teams.
Yeah, Tommy, I'm high on Marcus Johnson too. I think he could be a pretty good receiver for it. I think if we get healthy in the receiving core, we may see a lot better offense out there.
Yeah,
And they continue to get better when we're healthier.
exactly.
exactly.
Do we see Tony anytime soon?
Stanley did not.
Like I said, put him
I
on
gotta
IR.
admit, that's
for the
funny,
rest of
man.
the year.
That is funny.
I said put Tony on IR for the rest of the year. Let him heal up this year. See what happens next year.
Oh, he goes on IR. He might not even be a
Tony?
Giant next year.
Tony's not going to be a Giant next year. You better get
If he
this
gets
in your
put
head.
on IR this year, he won't be a Giant. I'm telling you.
Yeah, same thing with that other dude, number 19.
Kenny Galladay, I don't want him back anymore. I'm fed up with that dude.
I don't think there's any Giants fan that wants him back.
My score prediction is going to be the crazy thing of the week. I'll take the Heat being the Giants homer and whatever this week. But I got the Giants beating them 28-3. I think we're due for a blowout win against somebody, and we do that. I don't see any way we don't make the playoffs. We do that against the Ravens. But
That's
you
crazy.
guys watch that game, and if that very first drive is going to tell me something. If Lamar Jackson looks confused on that first drive, and they come out that second drive and they still look confused, you might see a game where we hold a team to under 10 points. I know it's crazy, David Rhodes, but I talk my talk no matter what people thought. I go on a limb and I say crazy things and I get bashed for them. But it is what it is. You see David Rhodes?
He got a new name. He got a new
Right.
name.
Yeah, he got a new name.
All right.
Jack Frick.
Is it 8
Well,
now?
He's
10?
such a clown because he gets a letter with a colored circle every time, so he gives himself away right off the bat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not basing it all off the first drive. I'm basing it off that first drive if he looks confused. Because there's a difference between going off the field and just not executing, but there's a difference if you look confused. If he looks confused that first drive, I think we got him.
Exactly.
I think our confidence, the reason why us Giants fans should be as confident as we are, because our coaching staff has given us the confidence that even if we come out slow, the way they've adjusted into the second half and the way this team comes out in the second half, correcting all their mistakes every single game, it gives us the confidence as Giants fans to know that we're going to be in good shape heading into the rest of the game because our coaching staff is elite. And I mean elite up and down that coaching staff. That's the biggest reason why this team is where they are right now, because our coaching staff is absolutely tremendous overall.
Right. Tommy for Tommy says no matter how much we go down by, we always coming back and winning. Jones looking like fourth quarter one back Eli. Yeah. Eli used to always do that for him.
Yep.
He said, let's just get the W. Let's go Big Blue Wrecking Crew. True.
Damn right, bro. Damn right.
Let's go, bro.
Yeah, so if he starts off with the vanilla shit and he looks confused, imagine when Wink really puts it on him out there. Pause.
Yep.
So that's my score prediction. I'll take the Heat. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, getting to over 100 in the chat tonight. That is dope. Alex.
Thank you, guys.
Even Tank Dank, Frank Dank, Jack Crick, Tank Dank the second, third, fourth, Frank Dank the third, junior, senior, Frank Dank's sister, brother, cousin.
Shout out to Tank.
And shout out to all the Danks and the Tanks and the Franks, all you guys. And y'all all got the same email. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to
got
David
a cold
Rose.
bridge to go back to.
Right.
That is true. Good point, David. They will.
Good night, guys.
Nights
Have a great
like
night,
this,
Miz.
I wish
Night, Miz.
Good night, guys.
raindrops will fall.
Also saying to the Ravens fans, you are welcome back here if we beat you guys, because I want to hear all the hate whenever we beat you guys. You're welcome back here.
Want to hear all the excuses y'all make.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
shout
there'll
out to
be
everybody on the
excuses.
panel. Y'all go like and subscribe to these channels. And until the next episode, we're going to hit you with the new Big Blue Crew outro. Peace. This is a Big Blue Crew production.